It has been a season of perfection through 6 games in the 2015 high school football season for the Cabell Midland Knights. In addition, the Knights have enjoyed being on top each week in the Class AAA ratings. They look to stay that way this afternoon in their final road game of the regular season. It will be a short trip as they head to Bob Sang Stadium for a meeting with the Highlanders of Huntington High. After a 5-0 start themselves, Huntington got tripped up last week by Capital and will now look to rebound against their arch rival. It's the battle for the shield between Cabell Midland and Huntington, and we've got the matchup for you on a special Saturday afternoon edition of the Friday Night Football Game of the Week presented by the West Virginia Federal Credit Union. It's next here on WCHS-TV.com. On the beautiful campus of Huntington High School, Huntington, West Virginia, a glorious Saturday afternoon in the month of October. And what a high school football treat we have for you as the battle for the shield unfolds between the homestanding Huntington High Highlanders, number 5 in AAA, 5-1 overall against number 1 of Class AAA, Cabell Midland. Luke Salmons' Knights coming in at 6-0 to go up against Billy Seals' Highlanders. Along with Coach Mick Price, Adam Marco on the field, I'm Mark Martin. Great to have you with us here on WCHS-TV.com. And Mick Price, when you start thinking about football season, you count down the days. These are the type of days you dream about.
Oh, the weather is beautiful for football today. Anybody who has ever loved football in their life, this is their day. It's cold, crisp in the air. The sun's out, a little overcrowded. The leaves are starting to turn. And the best high school football game in the state this weekend is going to be played here in a few minutes. This is a great football day in West Virginia.
Yeah, last night Marshall University had a home game due to television, and so Billy Seals and company here at Huntington High School, they decided, let's not fight that. We've got Cabell Midland that weekend. Let's play this game on a Saturday afternoon. I think they made the right choice.
Oh, he made the right choice. They don't have to worry about the rain. They don't have to worry about any of the distractions. They're going to be with Marshall playing at the same time. They made the right choice, and they got a jam-packed place here. So it's a great day for high school football in West Virginia. All
right, we'll get back down to the field and check out some of the pageantry here as we get you set for this game to unfold here, Mick. And, Mick, it's two very talented football teams.
Yes, this is two of the best AAA high school football teams in the state. Obviously, Luke Salmons' program at Cabell Midland just keeps improving and improving. I think Luke likes this team. I think he likes the chemistry of this team. I think he likes the way this team plays. Coach Billy Seals, obviously a very talented, laden group of kids coming off a loss last week to Capital, a team that's extremely explosive. And I'm sure Coach Seals wants to see how does his team react. This is a high school playoff-like atmosphere because many of those games are in the afternoon. And so it's going to be a wonderful setting here. Two great high school football programs and two coaches that have done an outstanding job. So obviously they're excited about this kickoff.
No doubt about it. When you talk about an outstanding job, certainly Luke Salmons and what he's done at Cabell Midland, he had them in the state championship. Billy Seals had a team in the state championship game, and both guys know how to turn programs around. Now, when Luke Salmons took over at Cabell Midland, it wasn't in too bad a shape. Had a couple of tough seasons that really got it going. But in Kentucky, he had a team that went 0-11 at Lawrence County High School. The following season, they were 13-1. Greatest turnaround in the history of Kentucky high school football. Billy Seals had an 0-10 team here in his first season before getting his squad into the state championship. There's Steve Williams down there on the field with these teams as they had the coin flip here. And Cabell Midland is going to receive. So Billy Seals and his crew will go on defense here first. And
you know, Mark, I think that's a good. I think that's a good idea. If I was hosting the number 1 team, I would put them on offense right off the bat. See if you can't create a turnover. See if you can't get them to punt. Maybe change field position or get a bad punt. Maybe get good field position. So I think it's the right call right off the bat.
Well, we're going to see a potent offense right out of the gate here in Cabell Midland. Two great backs in Devin Stapleton and Caperton Humphrey, but as Luke Salmons and Billy Seals both talked about this offense for Cabell Midland, it really starts with their outstanding quarterback, a first-year guy, Tyler Brown.
Yeah, and Tyler Brown is left-handed, Mark. We could go through all the whole state of West Virginia and find how many left-handed quarterbacks there are in the state of West Virginia. So it's going to change things because things are going to look a little different to Huntington's offense. Many times, a lot of high school defenses will put their best corner on their left side of defense because of a right-hand quarterback. This quarterback is going to be throwing to the opposite side. He's the left-hander, so that'll be his strength. So that's going to be a little different. But bottom line is you still got to be able to hit, you still got to be able to tackle, and you still got to run the football. So that's going to be the premise behind this game no matter what.
All right, Stapleton and Humphrey back deep for the Knights. And Kason Kessinger, one of the great kickers in the state of West Virginia, a returning All-Stater. He's been injured some this season. We're glad to have him back, and he's ready to put his powerful right leg into this. And the battle for the shield is underway. Humphrey across the 10, 15. Humphrey finds a pretty nice opening and takes the football to the 34-yard line, and that's where the Knights will begin operation here, 1st and 10.
Both teams being very pumped up for this game, Mark. This first series is very important. Everybody got to calm down a little bit. Everybody's excited about playing this game. Pre-snap penalties will be huge. Just stay under control. Defensively, you don't want to be jumping, and you want to make sure you're playing assignment, mistake-free football. You got to get to where this is going to be.
We talked about the offensive weapons of Cabell Midland, and they also have Jacob Hendricks, who goes in motion, and they will hand it to him, and he'll get corralled at about the 35-yard line, so credit him with 2 yards on the play.
These first plays you're going to be seeing are things that coaches have set for a week and watched on film. And they kind of feel like, let's see if we can do this. Let's do this to see if we can get the counter off of it. And they're going to see how Huntington's defense is going to react to several things.
So mark it at the 36, so it's a gain of 3 for Hendricks. And we have whistles here early on. The Huntington High defense, the catalyst, the leader, number 3, Ryan Gatrell. All he does is make plays, so we got an encroachment penalty on the defensive side. Boy, you hate that.
And I just talked about pre-snap penalties. We're offsides at 2nd and 8. Now the play call can change. Now it's 2nd and 3. This is a good time to check one out, to throw one downfield.
Brown works under center. Turns and going to keep it, and Brown banging around and fighting his way. And Gatrell makes the stop there for the Highlanders. And close to a first down, but
well, one thing you know for sure by that defensive series, Huntington has gone over the read option because they definitely had a lot of push in that backfield real quick.
Unofficial's timeout. Nick, it looks as though we may have a measurement here. Billy Seals will huddle on the near side with his guys. Seals from Morristown, Tennessee. Played at Morristown East High School, coached there, coached with some good guys, and then wanted to be a head coach after 9 years as an offensive coordinator there at that school. So they break the huddle quick. Do the Knights, and here's the pitch to Humphrey, who is a load. And Humphrey going to get corralled there at the 45-yard line. And again, the tackle made by Hunter Ashley. Ashley, a 6'1", 210-pound senior defensive end. He's a transfer from Gilmer County High School, and he was in the mix for being this team's starting quarterback before they went with Attaway. So it's 2nd and 8 on the 2-yard gain by Humphrey, and now here is Devin Stapleton twisting his way for a couple of tough yards, but not much. Stapleton coming into today's game, 755 yards on the ground, averaging 9.5 per carry. He gains 2, bringing up 3rd and 6.
Well, you can see immediately that Huntington is going to put some people in that box, and they're not going to let you run a deep handoff, and their team speed is very good. So Luke Salmons, Cabell Midland's coach, may have to do some play action or something here to loosen them up a little bit because they're just flying to the ball.
Brown And the pitch to Stapleton, who wants to throw back to Brown, and a sliding attempt. Nice call, but it falls incomplete.
It was a great call, Mark. They had it. They had run the corner off, and if they could throw it in behind him, it was a great call. And, that's just one you put in your pocket if you're a coach and say, hey, I'm glad they didn't complete it. And if you're Luke, you're saying, man, we watched that when we had that one.
Caperton Humphrey, the punter for Cabell Midland, averages just a little over 33 yards per kick. Left footer. Deion Jackson is back deep, but he won't even come close to it as they down it at the 11-yard line.
Mark, that's a great punt. First of all, a left-footed punter. So we got left-handed quarterbacks for Cabell Midland, left-footed punters. I don't know what Luke's doing in his weight training, but he's got them all going the other way. Maybe that's his key. But you got the ball's on the inside the 20, no return, and you can cover it. That's a great punt and puts Huntington deep. This changes coaches' play calls right off the bat because you're deep in your own territory. You don't want to do something real quick that's going to turn the ball over and give them good field position.
All right, so now it's the Highlanders going to work with the football. Quarterback is Jalen Attaway. He's thrown 7 touchdown passes this season. 38 of 75. Has suffered 7 interceptions, and right away, nothing doing for Attaway as he keeps the football and quickly brought down by that Knight defense.
Well coached. Everybody stayed on their assignment. Wasn't faked out but the hard ride down inside. Great job defensively. I think that's one of Cabell Midland's strengths, Mark. I think their defense is not only really good, but they're very disciplined. They get to where they're supposed to be.
All right. Second down here. Attaway looking to throw, and he's got a man. Lenny Jackson going to make the grab at the 29-yard line. Nice little quick slant by Lenny Jackson, and a big gainer there for. Mark that football down at the 24-yard line. Forgive me, it's a 14-yard gain. Now they'll officially spot it at the 23. So first down, moving the chains, presented by the West Virginia Oil and Gas Association, celebrating 100 years. And straight ahead for Huntington High, Jaden Hayes, the 5'10", 165-pound sophomore who Billy Seals says the sky is the limit for that young man. Anytime a coach says that, that means he must be pretty good.
Yeah, that's it. He's got great potential. He's got great size. He's going to be a really good player. Huntington's offensive line is pretty big, Mark. I mean, they're pretty huge, and they're going to try to run right at him.
It's a 5-yard gain. Here's Hayes again, and Hayes slipping through close to a first down. Adam Stratton, the free safety, number 22, comes up and makes the stop, and that's a first down. So move those chains again. Presented by the West Virginia Oil and Gas Association, celebrating 100 years.
Hayes has that quick, I can go left and turn it on at full speed, back up the middle. Really good run by him.
Hayes on the season coming in 217 yards on the ground. Bangs ahead to the 36, gain of about 3. Reese Donahue makes the tackle. Donahue, 6'5", 230 senior, defensive end, outstanding player, going to go and play for the Mountaineers.
Great size, eats up the weight room for Coach Salmons, one of his leaders out there. There's a reason he's gone there.
5-man front showing for Cabell Midland. Attaway wants to throw, flag down, and a beautiful leaping grab there on the numbers by Lenny Jackson, but there is a flag back at the 36-yard line on the far side. It'll be a motion penalty against the Highlanders.
Just had 2 guys moving, Mark. Everybody's got to be set for at least a second. And if you have two people moving at the same time, the ball is snapped, you're going to get motion on that.
Luke Salmon says this is the best defense he's had at Midland. Again, he was 3-7, 8-4, 13-1 the state championship run season, 9-3 the following season, 10-2 a year ago. They defeated Huntington High, got the Shield a year ago during the regular season, then lost to the Highlanders in the playoffs. Donahue coming, throw down, and just off the fingertips of the intended receiver, Terrence Tate, who is ever so dangerous, but we may have a late hit in the backfield by Cabell Midland. Donahue was bearing down on Attaway.
Yeah, exactly right, Mark. After that play, after that throw was thrown, Donahue kept going on him a little bit too long, and you just can't do it. Years ago, that wouldn't have been anything, but in today's game is spread out and fast and speed. You just can't do that. And it looked like Midland went man-to-man that time, and they caught him in it and tried to get a one-on-one matchup. Didn't have the time to really set and throw, or he might have been a bigger play than that.
Talk about how big is this game here today. You got legendary coach Bob Pruitt in the house. You got the great Troy Brown in the house, who after that great career at Marshall and in the NFL made his home here in Huntington. And straight ahead, Hayes takes it for a couple. Kyler Atkins, a defensive end for Cabell Midland, comes up with a stop, 6'2", 180-pound junior. A lot of neat one-on-one matchups here today, Mick, along the trenches. Here's Attaway, and coming in and picked off. Chris Camp picks it off and may take it back. Camp at the 15, a great move, and Camp into the end zone for the touchdown.
That was well-designed defensively, broke right on the ball, a lot of pressure on the quarterback, and it looks like that's going to be their MO today. They're going to put a lot of pressure on him. You're going to have to throw early, and you're going to be very accurate.
And Chris Camp, he's been one of the best, if not the best, linebacker since Luke Salmons has been at Cabell Midland, and the defense strikes first here in this game. Molina up with the kick, and it is good. It's Cabell Midland 7, Huntington nothing on this special Saturday afternoon edition of our Friday Night Football Game of the Week, presented by the West Virginia Federal Credit Union, back at Bob Sang Stadium in a moment.
You'll score big when you give West Virginia Federal Credit Union the opportunity to earn your business. West Virginia Federal Credit Union is your community credit union with the goal of building deposit and loan relationships, not just opening accounts. They offer the highest level of service for every member every day and feature a no annual fee debit card that offers cash rewards and surcharge-free ATM access at over 50 locations in the Charleston-Huntington area. It's time to get on the team that has the best game plan. West Virginia Federal Credit Union. Together we all win.
No matter what you're looking for, Thornhill Auto Group does it best. Thornhill GM Superstore, Corridor G, Chapmanville. Thornhill Ford Lincoln, Corridor G, Chapmanville. Thornhill Factory Outlet of Logan, Fountain Place Mall. Thornhill Acura, South Charleston. Thornhill Mitsubishi, Corridor G, Chapmanville. Thornhill Factory Outlet of South Charleston. And Thornhill Commercial Solutions. Thornhill Auto Group. Visit online, www.thornhillautomotive.com.
My old phone company internet was
slow,
frustrating, unreliable, exhausting,
constant Netflix buffering,
spinning wheel of death.
You can never get back that minute.
We switched to Suddenlink, and it was like, phew.
I love it.
Life-changing.
Suddenlink lets you connect to everything you love faster and easier. Get the fastest internet in town for less. Suddenlink, more power to you. Get HD TV plus 75 meg broadband internet for just $69 a month.
48-yard interception return for a touchdown by Cabell Midland's Chris Camp has put Cabell Midland in front in this battle for the Shield. Huntington High with the football now, and Attaway handing it off there to Hayes. So I tell you what, you got a good defense, Mick, and they make you pay.
Yeah, well, they have an excellent defense, and it's been their MO all year. Their offense has caught up with them this year. They're much more potent offensively, and I think he really likes his defense. And there's a reason he said this is the best defense he's had in high school coaching.
All right, his 2nd down and 8, football at the 27-yard line. Attaway from the gun, fires. Catch made on the near side. Dion Jackson and Dion. And then he's driven out of bounds, maybe a bit too hard. And a flag comes out as Jackson travels from the 27 to the 45, an 18-yard pickup. And then you're going to get some additional yardage tacked on.
You know, Mark, in a game like this, of this magnitude, with these two schools so close, the officials are really going to stay on top of that to make sure it doesn't get out of hand. They're not going to let a guy hit a quarterback late, or they're not going to let any extracurricular activity going outside these white lines right here. So it was probably a good call to make sure things get settled down real quick.
So they mark the football at the 40-yard line for the Highlanders in Cabell Midland territory. Attaway, high snap, gets it to Hayes. Hayes straight ahead. Barrels down to the 36-yard line. Pick up 4 on the play.
Looks like Cabell Midland's going to settle with playing man-to-man on the outside. Outside the numbers, they're going to put somebody on you and say, you're going to have to beat us, but you're not going to have the time to throw it. So they're really putting a lot of people in there to see what's going on. It's going to be interesting to see what Huntington does. This is a key possession for them, not only just in this game, for their season.
Noah Cooper made the stop, 2nd down and 6. Attaway steps up, fires, and the catch is made by Jackson. He's got the first down. Nice move, and then knocked out of bounds at the 23-yard line. Pickup of 13 on the play, and once again, Huntington High with a first down, moving the chains, presented by the West Virginia Oil and Gas Association, celebrating 100 years.
Great throw, great catch, and boy, does he got some yards after catch ability. He catches that ball, he's going to put a move. You better get over there and corral him quickly.
He just does so many things for you, from running to catching to receiving. Great fake by Attaway, and Attaway shoved out at around the 18-yard line. Alex Ray will bump him out.
Many teams are running that. They're going to read that defensive end. Again, the defensive end who's going to come flying, crashing down inside. When Donahue comes down inside, he's going to pull it and go. And he's going to get 5 or 6 or whatever he can get.
Call him out at the 19-yard line, gain of 5. 2nd down and 5. Jackson wide to the top of your screen. Short side of the field, and Hayes met head on there by a host of Knights, leading the way, the bandit linebacker, the outside backer, Dustin Bauk. Very competitive kid. Reese Donahue there.
I'm sure Coach Seals would like to see, how's my team going to respond here? We just played a tough game last week against a really good Capital team. First defensive possession, Cabell Midland scores. This is what your team's made up. We really need to put some points on the board right here.
3rd down and 6. Attaway. Pressure comes across the middle, and it's picked off by Devin Stapleton, and then the ball is knocked loose, but Cabell Midland is on it. Alex Ray fell on the loose ball at the 9-yard line, but nonetheless, 2nd turnover of the game for Huntington High. They were on the move, though, Mick, so as they come off the field, Billy Seal is very energetic and positive and says, hey, we're moving the ball. Now I got to get a stop on the defensive side.
And he's going to have to pull some people in and start taking care of some of those people coming off the edges, because he had no time to throw the ball. I mean, he got back and threw it, and then he throws it, and next thing you know, he's laying on his back. So that's a tough thing to do.
All right, here is Humphrey getting the call. Humphrey wrapped up by Logan Martin, but not before he takes the football up to the 20-yard line.
Humphrey's the kind of kid that can just wear you out. I mean, he just keeps running, both hands over the ball. It looks like he could do that the whole game. He can just wear you out during a game.
They're called 2nd down and 5. And here is Stapleton with all those shifty moves, and Stapleton twisting and turning, and Stapleton goes from the 20 to the 32-yard line, gain of 12, and it's a first down for the Knights of Cabell Midland on a glorious Saturday afternoon for high school football here in the great state of West Virginia. Glad you're with us here on WCHS-TV.com along with Coach Mick Price. Adam Marco on the field, and Mark Barton. Hand off to the left side, and Humphrey swarmed by an array of green jerseys there. Shamik Berger, Sam linebacker, leading the way. Sophomore Billy Sills says he's just a kid that gets better each and every week. Second down and 10. Football at the 32. Here comes Brown. Wanting to turn it up, and boy, Brown is hit and hit hard by Ryan Gatrell. We talked about Gatrell at the start, and you get a little glimpse of what kind of player he is.
What a play. But as I'd mentioned earlier, one of the things that Huntington was doing really well to counter what Cabell Midland is doing is they're really attacking defensively, and they certainly did on that.
Receiver to the top of the screen to go with a wing near side, and Brown wants to throw and trying to shoot it out into the flat. Intended for Devin Stapleton. Ball falls incomplete. Bring up fourth down. And Brown can throw it when need be. It's not their forte, but
well, it doesn't have to be. All you have to do is keep people off balance with it. You know, he does just enough to keep people off balance with
7 touchdowns on the season. So Humphrey will have to punt it away. And this one is going to hit and roll, and they will say it goes out at the 17-yard line. So, well, no harm, no foul on the interception.
No, well, one thing is going to make Huntington, you got to do it again. You got to come back and you got to do this again. But for Cabell Midland, you know, right here as we get toward the edge of the quarter, 1:32 left in the first, you know, they got to put another drive together, and you know, without making a mistake. They've had two, so this is really going to be a huge drive right here, and they'll probably end up going into the second quarter with it.
Yeah, we are at a minute and a half to go here in this first quarter. In Chris Camp, an interception return for a touchdown. Bauk bringing pressure. Here's the throw to Jackson, and Jackson makes the catch and steps out at the 29-yard line. So it's a gain of 12. Moving the chains, presented by the West Virginia Oil and Gas Association, celebrating 100 years. Neon Jackson, number 2, and there's Attaway. Attaway, a young man coming back to Huntington after spending his junior year in the state of Florida, and has turned into be a nice quarterback for this team. Getting a test here against this great defense of Cabell Midland, and he lost the football, and I believe Huntington High manages to retain the football, and
They do.
kudos to Billy Ross, the right tackle, number 55, for falling on it. Ross is 6'5", 290, a junior. He's getting looks from ACC schools, and Billy Sills says he's the mainstay of that offensive line. It's a big offensive line. They go 300, 240, 245, 270, 290.
No, I wouldn't want to take them out to eat.
All right, here's Attaway setting up with a defender in his face, looking for Jackson, and picked off. Adam Stratton, the free safety, and 3 first-quarter interceptions by the Huntington Highlanders.
There's a hold out there. I think they held on their receiver going down the field. I think that's what he was talking about, and it may be coming back. Yeah, they're going.
You are correct.
You know, Marco, we got a break right here. You know, Huntington's thrown a couple quick passes, a couple just, bam, 5 yards and throw him out. they might want to stay with that. They might want to stay with that because they're not getting near the time to throw downfield they need to. And maybe if they stay with it and catch Cabell Midland in a man-to-man, somebody breaks loose or something like that, that might be their best. But, boy, when they've done anything 10, 15 yards down the field, he's getting clobbered at his quarterback position.
So it's a 10-yard penalty from the previous spot, so it's going to take it to the 36-yard line for Huntington High. 2nd down and 3 now. Attaway, Bout coming quick. Ball was loose again. And Huntington High manages to hang on to it, but was Dustin Bout coming like a man possessed.
He would have thought he would have been in Huntington's huddle. It's going to be on 2. We're going to call it out loud. We're not going to block you on the way back. That is a quarterback's nightmare.
Luke Salmons bringing the house here. What a scene here on the hill. Battle for the shield, Huntington High and Cabell Midland. And the first quarter clock has hit zeros. And we head to the second here on WCHS-TV.com. Great to have you with us.
My name's Rose, and I took the Suddenlink Speed Test Challenge. I always knew my old internet was slow, but after comparing it to Suddenlink, that was it for me. We could barely even stream Netflix before. It took forever to download.
Go to speedtest.sunlink.com and see how much easier life could be.
I should have switched before. You just have to go and take that speed test and see for yourself.
Sunlink, more power to you.
Get 75 meg high-speed internet for $35 a month when you bundle.
Building a garage? Remodeling both bathrooms? Adding another bedroom? When you need cash for home improvements, a college education, or a dream vacation, a West Virginia Federal Credit Union home equity line of credit is the answer. Experience the credit union difference at West Virginia Federal Credit Union. No annual fee, no origination fee, no closing costs, and rates among the best in town. All loans subject to credit and underwriting approval. Contact West Virginia Federal Credit Union for details about credit loans and terms. Let West Virginia Federal Credit Union earn your business.
Great to have you with us here at Bob Sang Stadium on the hill. Glorious day for high school football. We head to the second quarter. Cabell Midland leads Huntington High 7-0. Battle for the shield. The third member of our crew, the great voice of the West Virginia Power, Adam Marco. Good afternoon, Adam.
Gentlemen, a gorgeous day on the field here. An absolute phenomenal setup on both sides. There was a radio station that did a college game day style radio program before this game. You know, it's interesting. Cabell Midland comes in number 1 in pretty much every poll you look at. Huntington's in that 6-7 spot, but the way that first quarter played out, that's not really the case. It's been a fun one so far, and I look forward to bringing you more from the sidelines here in the second quarter, and on we go.
All right, Adam, thanks a lot. By the way, great job last night calling that George Washington Hurricane game on our Friday Night Football Game of the Week presented by the West Virginia Federal Credit Union. Now we have a Saturday afternoon special for you of our Game of the Week. Huntington High having to punt it away. And Gatrell, not only a great linebacker, but great punter. And Stapleton hauls it in at the 40. He's got some room. He's across midfield. A flag comes flying out as Stapleton takes it to the 38-yard line.
Looks like it could be a block in the back right there, Mark, but he almost got that corner, though. He almost got it to that corner. Boy, I tell you, he was one block away.
How about this? Great offensive player, Caperton Humphrey, big guy, thick, great punter. Gatrell, big guy, thick, outstanding linebacker, punter.
Yeah.
Good athletes, huh?
Good athletes. Well, hey, good athletes can go out on the blacktop and they'll play out there and they'll win. And they'll come on a football field on Saturday and Friday and beat you. And then if you're going to pick up some other game during Sunday afternoon, they'll beat you in that game too. They want to compete. So,
all right, if you are just joining us, Cabell Midland has picked off 3 Huntington High passes in the first quarter. One was returned for a touchdown by Chris Camp of 48 yards. That's where we stand here, 7-0. So no doubt about it, Luke Salmon's going to come after the Huntington High offense. Huntington High is pretty much shown they want to throw it as much as possible, get those guys on the edge. And as far as Cabell Midland offensively, well, they're going to ram these 2 great backs right at you. But on this occasion, it's going to be Hendricks, the speedster, and a good tackle there near the sideline for Huntington High. Terrence Tate, number 6, gets Hendricks.
And Huntington has enough speed defensively that they can handle that play. Now, the one they're not going to be able to handle here in a minute is when they come fake it and run that big old fullback back up in that middle. Now, that's a load.
See Terrence Tate there, number 6. Young man who played a season ago at Parkersburg High. High backfield. Here's Brown. Wants to keep it, and Brown gobbled up. Slowing him down initially was Ryan Mills, number 32, the defensive tackle, 220-pound junior. A year ago, they moved him down to the line, and they said Mills was just a kid that, that was the best move they made.
Well, I'll tell you what, he can get to the football. I don't care where you put him on the line or put him out there on that H or wherever you put him. When the football's going, he's toward it.
And you saw J.J. Williams there. He put the finishing touches on him, and here is Stapleton. Gets hit hard there at the 45-yard line.
And Luke's been known to go for these.
Noah Tony made the tackle. 4th and 5. We talked about that Marshall game last night, and Southern Miss certainly tried to go for it on 4th down a bunch against Marshall. Big win for the Herd last night. So Caperton Humphrey will punt it away from his own 32.
Don't let that ball bounce.
And Dion Jackson going to scoop it up on the bounce and then is knocked out of bounds right at the 10-yard line. Down there covering for Cabell Midland was number 4, Xander Wagner.
I don't know if the wind had something to do with it. There is a lot of wind here today or whatever. You don't catch that ball. But one of my pet peeves in coaching is catch the football. If that ball rolls, you could lose 10, 15 yards immediately. He could have caught it, caught it, and it had been at about the 15, 16-yard line. But it takes a bounce, and he gets it to 10. He's out immediately. So what would be the difference? So, sometimes you can just make a heady, fair catch play, and it'll save you some.
All right, Huntington High with 90 yards to go to get this thing even. Attaway turns, hands it off. Hayes finds an opening there to the 15-yard line.
Cabell Midland's done a really good job of getting off on their snap counts, on Huntington snap counts. It's almost like they have studied them so much that they know when that ball is going to be snapped. They know the play, they know the formation, and they know when it's going to be snapped. And so maybe a little misdirection or a little bit something different to kind of mix up Cabell Midland's defense because they're really playing 90 miles an hour.
2nd and 5. Hayes gets the call, and Reese Donahue slips in there and takes him down for about a yard loss. Camp was in on the stop as well. The Knights lead the all-time series between the two, 12-9. Twice they have met in the playoffs, including last year. Again, Cabell Midland won the regular season game 31-26. Then Huntington High in a second-round playoff game knocked off Cabell Midland 28-21. Huntington High then sidelined in the semis by South Charleston, who then went on and fell to Capital in the state championship game. Here's Attaway airing it out and had a lot of company and in and out of the hands of Dion Jackson. Hendricks was there covering. I'll tell you what, Attaway laid it in there pretty nice for Dion Jackson.
It's the most time he's had to actually step and throw.
And he still had company.
Yeah, and he still had company. And I bet Jackson wishes he had that one back because it's just a 4-seam route. Guys runs right up seam and well thrown. That could have changed the game here early in the game.
All right, so Gatrell going to have to get off a good one here as he stands at the 2.5-yard line. Booms this one. Hendricks will haul it in. Back at the 38. He's across the 40. Midfield, 45-40. And they will spot him out at the 39-yard line. So, again, you have, the great backs. Stapleton has good speed. Humphrey does, too. They're very talented. And then you throw in this speedster and mix it up a little bit. And, of course, he shows what he can do there on special teams. So, great field position here for the Knights offensively here.
Think about how those two plays just change this game, Mark. Ball goes through the hands at the 50-yard line. You got a punt to them, and now Cabell Midland 1st and 10 at their own 41. So, it makes it tough. Just a single play sometimes can change the whole complexion of a game.
Tyler Brown, 5'10", 170 senior, first-year starter. Here is Brown. Going to keep it, and Brown takes it down to the 35-yard line, and we head down to our Adamarco.
Well, gentlemen, Billy Seals was jumping up and down after that missed catch by Deion Jackson, but not because of Jackson. He thought there was pass interference, a little too much contact on the near sideline. He went right to the official after tapping Jackson on the backside. He'll move on from it, but I think he feels there should have been something called.
All right, Adam, and at the moment we have discussion with the officials.
Well, Coach Seals is no different than every coach. They want something called every play on something like that because that's our generation. That's what we do. We think that there should be, and if we think we're getting slided on it, we're going to say something about it. So Coach Seals has all the right in the world. It may set up the next play. Maybe there'll be a pass interference, or it may set it up to be done the next time.
Well, we had offsetting penalties there, personal foul on both sides. So the football remains at the 35-yard line. 2nd and 5 here for the Knights, and a little pitch back to Stapleton.
That's when things are going good, Mark. I don't know if it was a pitch back. You called it correctly, but the ball, his elbow got hit and the ball flew out of his hand, and he catches it and takes it in there. That's when things are going good, and whoever's the offensive coordinator needs to go buy a lottery ticket right now because things are going good right now.
3rd and 3. They bring Reese Donahue wide to the bottom of your screen. And Brown,
second man.
Great fakes as he goes from the fake to his lead back to Stapleton. The running back and Stapleton down to the 19-yard line. Call it the 20, actually, and it's a first down. Moving the chains, presented by the West Virginia Oil and Gas Association, celebrating 100 years. Nice little attack there. Great ball maneuvering by your quarterback.
Good read.
Now it is going to be Caperton Humphrey and dragging defenders with him. Gatriel had him around the ankles. Otherwise, it's a touchdown.
You know, Mark, you had mentioned that, and I thought there was such a good job by Brown trying to get the ball in there, getting in their stomachs, and the second man through, and then he gives the first man through. So they got him guessing a little bit defensively.
An 11-yard gain. Humphrey again and just churns those legs inside the 5. Down to the 4-yard line. It's a gain of 5. Second and goal here for the Knights of Cabell Midland. They have a 7-0 lead on a defensive touchdown, 48-yard interception return. And now here is Devin Stapleton into the end zone for the first offensive touchdown of the game. Devin Stapleton with his 15th touchdown of the season.
And, you know, and he almost walked into the end zone, but, Mark, you got to give credit to his teammates. What a great job blocking the edge over there to allow him that space to do that. Excellent, excellent job by the offensive getting on their blocks.
So Molina coming on to attempt the point after. It is up, out of the hole to Brown, and it is good. 14-0. 6:38 to go. Cabell Midland leading Huntington High on this special Saturday afternoon edition of our Friday Night Football Game of the Week, presented by the West Virginia Federal Credit Union. Back in a moment.
No matter what you're looking for, Thornhill Auto Group does it best. Thornhill GM Superstore, Corridor G, Chapmanville. Thornhill Ford Lincoln, Corridor G, Chapmanville. Thornhill Factory Outlet of Logan, Fountain Place Mall. Thornhill Acura, South Charleston. Thornhill Mitsubishi, Corridor G, Chapmanville. Thornhill Factory Outlet of South Charleston. And Thornhill Commercial Solutions. Thornhill Auto Group. Visit online, www.thornhillautomotive.com.
You'll score big when you give West Virginia Federal Credit Union the opportunity to earn your business. West Virginia Federal Credit Union is your community credit union with the goal of building deposit and loan relationships, not just opening accounts. They offer the highest level of service for every member every day and feature a no annual fee debit card that offers cash rewards and surcharge-free ATM access at over 50 locations in the Charleston-Huntington area. It's time to get on the team that has the best game plan. West Virginia Federal Credit Union. Together we all win.
Well, Molina kicks off, and just a little pooch kickoff, and it was fair caught there by Lenny Jackson. Then Jackson got hit, and a flag comes out there at the 39, Mick.
Well, I don't think they saw his hand go up to fair catch the ball. He just caught the ball, and sometimes this has been going on a lot in the last couple of years, especially trickled down to high school. If Huntington's running back for a turn and getting their guys out there, sometimes they turn their back, and you can pooch that thing over there far enough it may just drop in there, and all of a sudden you're on the ball again. So up 14-0, not a bad choice by Luke in trying to do that.
Well, now if Billy Seals and company going to get back in this game, now would be the prime moment with this great field position from the 46. Attaway to Hayes, and Hayes just lowers his head and takes it inside the 45 to the 44-yard line, gain of 2.
No, this is going to be – you're right, Mark. They need to get back in this now. They can't go down 21-0 going into the dressing room. They really need to get back in this game. But I still think that if they could throw the ball out here short, let a guy make a play, let them make 4 or 5 plays on their own, I think they can spread Cabell Midland out enough that they might be able to break one here later.
Well, it was a 21-0 deficit they faced against Capital a week ago. And they had a chance to get it to 21-14, but had an interception return for a touchdown called back. Here's Attaway in trouble, but going to keep it. And Attaway has first down yardage and more as he is knocked out of bounds at the 29, and then flags fly once more.
One of the toughest things to defend when you got people coming and you're playing man-to-man on the backside is the quarterback scrambled out. I mean, you try to prevent it by telling everybody, defensive line, stay in your lanes. Do not get blocked out of your lanes so that we can do this. And all of a sudden, when somebody does or gets blocked out of their lanes, a quarterback with Attaway's ability can make a big play.
Well, obviously, Attaway's had his moments of being sacked this season, coming in just credited with 1 yard on 26 carries. But what a carry there, and then tackle on the penalty, and that takes the football to the 14-yard line. Huge gain in 2 different ways for Huntington High. Hayes will get the call. Hayes straight ahead, and Hayes, the only thing keeping him from not scoring was free safety Adam Stratton. Straight ahead for the youngster.
That's about the most yardage they've gained on a misdirection, a little fake to the right, give it back to the left. It's about the most yardage they've gained on that.
Bringing a blocking back into the lineup. Hayes tackled. They bring in Seth Finnegan. Chris Camp makes the stop.
And now you may be thinking, hey, we've got 2 plays to get a first down here to keep this drive going because we don't want to give it up, or we want to get a touchdown instead of a field goal right here.
That was a 2-yard loss. Football back at the 9, so it's 3rd and 5 here. Here's the pitch as they get it to Jackson. Their speedster trying to turn the corner, and he'll be wrestled down out of bounds around the 11, and it was Hendricks, speed on speed, and Hendricks able to run down Jackson.
We have a penalty flag, Mark, setting at about the 3-yard line.
Deion Jackson there coming in, rushing the football, 266 yards and 3 touchdowns, and 18 catches on the season for 362 and 6 more.
I think if anybody who watched that play right there.
And I think Billy Seals has just been hit with a penalty flag for arguing a call. Well, the penalty is going to go against Huntington now. I think we're going to have an additional penalty.
Well, one of the things, Mark, you could see on the last play is how fast Cabell Midland gets to the ball. I mean, you can't run yet. The fastest guy on your team, and you're running a sweep and you get nothing. I mean, you know, they just get to the ball and they make up so many of their mistakes are made up because of their speed. They can get there in a hurry, and they make you as a coach change the game. Now we got a sideline warning.
Lawrence, I've got that if they want to know.
Let's head down to our Adam Marco. Adam?
Well, Mark, Billy Seals was questioning not necessarily the call. He just wanted to know who it was because they've been working on that in practice the last couple of weeks, and that was what got the sideline warning. He was out of the team box, and they tried to send him back. He questioned that, and that got the sideline warning after the chop block.
All right, here's Attaway looking, fires, and the catch is made by Finnegan. Finnegan makes the grab at the 15 and then keeps working hard and takes the football to the 12-yard line. See where they spot it. Well, they've got a great kicker here, Mick, and you take advantage of him right now in Casey Kessinger.
Yeah, you got to get some points on the board, Mark. I know there's only a little more than 4 minutes left in the first half, but get some points on. They've been down here enough that they could have some points on the board. They've had a couple miscues, but hopefully I can get some points to get their confidence.
He is 4 for 5 on the season, his long being 47. And he buries the 23-yarder. Huntington High on the board, 14-3. We're back at Bob Sang Stadium in a moment.
Have you been fired for filing a workers' comp claim for an injury that happened at work?
Have you been fired because of your race, religion, age, gender, or disabilities?
Did your former employer take longer than 4 business days to get you your final paycheck?
I'm attorney Pat Jacobs. It's against the law to fire employees because of filing a workers' compensation claim. It's also against the law to fire anyone due to discrimination. If any of these things have happened to you, it's just wrong. Don't delay. Call me today.
Carver Career and Technical Center specializes in helping you reach your career goals, offering certificate and short-term education programs designed to prepare both secondary students and adult learners for employment. Don't put off your future another day. Contact Carver Career and Technical Center today.
All right, Kessinger ready to kick it off here. 8-play drive for Huntington ends with his 23-yard field goal. And here is Humphrey taking it at the 5, 10, 15, 20, and races out to the 31-yard line. Tackle made there by Marquise Brown, 6'2", 220-pound junior.
Nice job by the kicker, kicking ball over to the numbers, kind of saying, hey, look, we'll give you a part of the field to run back on, but you're not going to get the whole field to run back on. It's one of the toughest things, keeping people in their lanes on special teams. Special teams can change a game in a heartbeat, especially in high school. Just change it in a heartbeat. So now they need a good defensive stand and, see if they can't get the ball one more time before they get back in the half.
At least get it out of here at 14-3, but a spectacular day for high school football here in the great state of West Virginia. Of course, we'll see a lot of Saturday football. It's amazing, Mick, but we're heading into week 8. So teams, it's not going to be long. I mean, playoff discussion is in full force right now. So Brown turns, hands it off, and Humphrey barrels his way up to the 36-yard line. Ryan Mills, number 32, made the stop there. We were talking about Mills earlier, but they moved him down to defensive line a year ago, said that was the best move they made. He's got great leverage, great wrestler. Billy Seals says he's going to get in a fight. You want to have him on your side. Here is Stapleton in all kinds of trouble, and he will be wrestled to the turf by number 61, Manny Mercedes. Mercedes, a 5'10", 245-pound junior, first year out for football and all kinds of potential.
Oh, you could tell. He covers a lot of area. He has good hands inside. He looks like he sheds blocks really well, gets off of them.
Fast-moving first half here. Brown, Stapleton, roaming, looking, ball loose, and fortunate that they still have it. Just absolutely came out of his hands. And right there to make the recovery was the tight end, Tanner Mullins, number 5. So a good break there for Cabell Midland.
I'd be a little worried if that kid being this close to the half going in with Coach Salmon swinging that ball out there like that. I have a feeling he and Coach Salmon's going to have a little talk once they get in there.
So Humphrey from the 21 will kick it away. And Jackson going to get a chance to return. Dodges one tackler. Jackson in traffic and gets it to the 44-yard line. So nice little return by Jackson. Good field position here for Huntington High.
We can do a little bit of everything, can he, Mark? I mean, he catch a ball, he can run it back. He's a danger every time he touches it. We want to guard him in a phone booth. I don't think he can touch him.
Chuck Landon, great writer for the Huntington Herald-Dispatch. He wrote an article about him a few weeks ago and labeled him Neon Dion and got some of those skills. So 2 wide to each side. Pressure comes. Here's a pass and diving for it, Terrence Tate. And it looks as though they're going to give him the grab at midfield. Gain of 6 on the play. Brings up 2nd and 4.
Yeah, that's the beauty about high school football right there, Mark. We don't have to go to instant replay. That official, no matter what, said he caught it. It's a catch.
I saw enough of that last night in that Marshall game.
I know.
All right, 2 wide again. Hayes lines up beside of Attaway. Pressure coming. Attaway rolling, looking. Let's go of it. Up in the air, and it's going to be picked off. Intercepted again. 4th interception of the game for Cabell Midland. Isaiah Duncan, number 24. 6'2", 200 pounds, sophomore, all kinds of talent. A very raw player is the description by Luke Salmons, and Duncan comes up with the 4th pick of the game for Cabell Midland at the 28-yard line.
That's every coach's nightmare. Rolling out of the pocket. First play breaks down. Now he's got to make a decision on his own.
Well, they had good field position. Now, again, they got to tighten up here defensively as Midland goes to work. And now Brown looking to throw. Brown, lefty, rolling to his right. Now Brown will just tuck it and run, and Gatrell takes him down as he crosses the 30 and gets to the 34-yard line.
I like that idea on offense, Mark. I like the idea that you're coming back. It's a sudden change. Maybe they're a little bit on their heels. That's a 4th interception he's thrown. Maybe they're a little down because they've been playing defense almost for the whole half, and try to catch him. I like that call.
All right. Brown pitching to Caperton Humphrey. Humphrey across the 35 to the 37-yard line. Gain of 4.
He is a load running the ball, isn't he?
Well, he's 15 to 20 pounds heavier than he was a season ago. Get a shot there of Jacob Gooderham, wide receiver. And here straight ahead will go Humphrey, and Humphrey carves his way across the 40 to the 41-yard line. We do have a penalty marker down. And Caperton Humphrey is clapping, so that's going to go against Huntington. A face mask penalty against the Highlanders here with less than a half minute to go.
Well, 26 seconds, Mark. You might be able to take a shot or do something here or a screen, but you certainly don't. You want to go in and make sure you have it.
Brown hands to Stapleton, who crosses midfield, and we have a flag coming from the secondary as Gatrell took down Devin Stapleton. Is this going to be a face mask?
Lawrence, I'm going to get Coach Sanders for halftime. Yes.
We're going to have a hold. Well, if you order up a day in October, this is the day.
Oh, absolutely beautiful. This is perfect football weather. If you like football and you grew up in West Virginia and you look around the colors of these hills and the pageantry here today between all the fans that have come from both to support both schools and the bands, and oh my gosh, this is absolutely beautiful.
2 great bands will perform at halftime. First state championship event of the school year of 2015-16 was this week at Ogilby Park in Wheeling. On the Jones course, the state golf tournament unfolded, and Cabell Midland claims the Class AAA state championship. So the school year off and running for Cabell Midland. And then it was in Double-A, Rome County.
Their 4th in a row.
Don't forget, on Saturday mornings at 11:30 a.m. on WCHS-TV 8. Don't miss First and 10. We'll get you ready for the college football Saturday plus recap what happened in high school football. First and 10, presented by Dutch Miller Kia, Saturdays 11:30 a.m. on WCHS-TV 8.
Both these schools have had their share of state championships and other sports too.
Of course, each still awaiting that first football title. They've been there. They've gotten a taste of that at Wheeling, and they want more of it. But getting back to the golf, Rome County, school you're familiar with, see them in a lot of sports there at Ravenswood. 4 straight now in Double-A. And Bill Gillespie and his Charleston Catholic Fighting Irish, a 5th straight Class Single-A state championship in golf. But certainly congrats to Cabell Midland, the Knights, for garnering the title. And here is Stapleton, and Stapleton slips away. Stapleton still on his feet as he takes it down to the 39-yard line from the 41. 20-yard gain.
And now they may take a shot. And if they didn't have got anything on that, if no gain on that play, they probably would have. Looks like got an injured player mark here for Huntington on that play. But if they hadn't got anything, they probably just let the clock just go on out. But now that they've got the ball down to 40, they may take a shot. It's a good place to do it.
It's a penalty flag by the injured receiver.
Adam Marco will be joining us at halftime with the Highland Hospital halftime report. We do have a penalty flag down by the injured player for Huntington High. Still trying to get a look at the number from across the way. And it's Noah Toney, the Will linebacker, 5'11", 175 senior, hard-nosed kid, a wrestler. And speaking of championships, they've done that a few times here in Huntington.
Oh, my gosh, the Archers, holy smoke. They could just line them up year after year in each weight division. But, you know, it's a testament to hard work. It's a testament to what they do. They are notorious throughout the state of West Virginia for their wrestling program.
And you talk about state championships and other sports for these schools. You being a great basketball coach who've enjoyed a couple of state championships yourself there at Ravenswood High School, as Noah Toney has helped off, and that doesn't look good, Coach.
You always hate as a coach. I'm telling you, you always hate as a coach to see someone who has worked so hard and have any type of an injury. You don't ever want a kid to be injured. You want them to be able to play at such a high level. But, you know, it's the nature of the beast in football. There is a chance, and a lot of people say it's a contact sport. I think it's a collision sport. You know, contacts when you could be running track and two guys hit each other with the elbow. Then football, there is a good chance, and that's why you have to train so hard. So I hate it for him because good kid, and you just hope that it's something that he can rehab and get back on the field.
Again, we were talking about championships. And you being a basketball coach, both of these schools have won boys basketball championships. Of course, Lloyd McGuffin had some great teams. And here as of late, Ron Hess has put it together, back-to-back AAA titles. And our good friend Jim Stewart won a title there at Cabell Midland High School.
What a good man.
Boy.
Oh, man. Well, both of them have had great programs. Both of them good people, and those kids that got to play for those coaches are better because of it. Because
and Lloyd McGuffin won state championships, and now is the principal at Cabell Midland High School. So that's what happens though when you go into administration, right?
I don't know anything about administration. I'm not allowed to. Now my brother does. My brother's a superintendent. So.
All right, here we go with 4 seconds to go, and they'll hand it off to Humphrey, and Humphrey will carve his way down to the 39-yard line, and we have hit halftime here.
4-10.
Yeah, 4-10 now. Thought we had rolled it all off. And again, as we continue our state championship discussion, in Midland and Huntington High, both great running programs. The great Chris Parsons at Cabell Midland. And, well, you look at this facility here. It's Bob Sang Stadium, but it's Ray McCoy Track. And Ray McCoy, if you are great in track and field, you win the Ray McCoy Award every year. It says a lot about what that gentleman did.
And Chris Parsons has done, if anyone in our state wants to see a great post-race championship celebration. They should see what he does at Cabell Midland for the state cross country. It is absolutely great how they treat the kids and the people of the champions there.
And I'm sure if Chris, wherever he is today, he's got this day bottled for the final Saturday in the month, because that's when the state championship of cross country will be staged. And here's Brown going to set up as the horn sounds, and just off the fingertips of Devin Stapleton as the half comes to a close. Wow. That would have been something else had that happened, but we have played 2 quarters. They're in the books, and in this battle for the shield, it is Huntington High trailing Cabell Midland 14-3 down to Adam Marco with the head coach of the Knights, Luke Sammons. Adam?
Coach, this extra day, a gorgeous Saturday here, does one extra day in the week make much of a difference for prepping?
No, it's just football. I mean, it gives you a little bit of time that you are who you are.
A couple of turnovers in that first half, but maybe more penalties, the thing you can go into that locker room and talk about. What stands out to you?
I mean, I'm not going to comment on the penalties, but it is what it is.
All right, second half, same game plan, any changes? Do you stick with the ground
we'll
game?
Make some adjustments, but yeah, we'll make some adjustments and we'll come back in the second half.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
It's Coach Luke Sammons. Mark, back to you.
All right, thanks a lot, Adam. Again, it is a great scene here on the campus of Huntington High School. Battle for the shield, Huntington High and Cabell Midland, and a pick by Cabell Midland, 4 in all, and 1 return for a touchdown, 48 yards by Chris Camp. Short touchdown run by Devin Stapleton, a field goal by Kason Kessinger. That's our scoring here in this first half of action. We'll come back and talk with Coach Mick Price in just a moment here from Bob Sang Stadium, Huntington High, as we continue this special Saturday afternoon edition of our Friday Night Football Game of the Week, presented by the West Virginia Federal Credit Union.
Ben Franklin Career Center has a variety of programs for those looking for hands-on type work. Enroll in one of the many programs Ben Franklin offers to prepare you for the working world. Ben Franklin Career Center, teaching skills and providing service.
Peak Office Solutions, your authorized Xerox agency, wants to help your business perform in peak condition. Peak can equip your office with award-winning, reliable Xerox copiers, printers, and the technology to improve your document processes. Need to have a project printed, small jobs or large, yes, even banners? Peak's Copy Center will make you look good on paper. How about office supplies? Call Peak. They will deliver your office supplies directly to your business, saving you time and money. An authorized Xerox agency, Copy Center, and office supplies dealer. Peak Office Solutions.
How many letters?
5 letters.
Just think about, what am I doing right now?
Smile. Smile?
Uh-huh.
This is so easy.
Lawrence, will they do a segment upstairs, or do you want to come back to me? Okay. I'll have Bruce Sr.,
Nobody likes to be stopped
the
by
athletic
the police.
director of
But if I had seen her texting while driving and given her a ticket, it just might have saved her life.
No matter what you're looking for, Thornhill Auto Group does it best. Thornhill GM Superstore, Corridor G, Chapmanville. Thornhill Ford Lincoln, Corridor G, Chapmanville. Thornhill Factory Outlet of Logan, Fountain Place Mall. Thornhill Acura, South Charleston. Thornhill Mitsubishi, Corridor G, Chapmanville. Thornhill Factory Outlet of South Charleston. And Thornhill Commercial Solutions. Thornhill Auto Group. Visit online, www.thornhillautomotive.com.
And we welcome you back live inside Bob Sang Stadium on the Hill, the beautiful campus of Huntington High School. Halftime in the battle for the shield between the Huntington High Highlanders and the Knights of Cabell Midland, along with Mick Price, Adam Marco, and Mark Martin. Great to have you with us. And, Mick, let's talk about this first half. 4 interceptions by Cabell Midland's defense. I think if you're Billy Seals, you got to be happy maybe it'll only be down by 11 points.
Oh, absolutely. It's only 14-3. And you know, Huntington's had the ball in position to score a couple times, and they have had deep field position. And so they got to be happy. Hey, it's only 14-3. And, you know, we put Cabell Midland on the offense first, so let's see what we can do here in the second half. If you're Luke Salmons, you're going to halftime and say, man, boys, this isn't good enough. We've got to do something with these turnovers. We've got to get more points off of it. So adjustments are going to be the key here at the half. I think maybe Huntington should come out, throw a little quicker, let their athletes get the ball in space, let them try to make a play. For Luke Salmons, set hut. We're going to drive it down the field. 80 yards, 22 plays, and we're going to wear you out.
Okay, well, it's been a good, interesting first half. We've seen a lot, and both teams with a lot of playmakers trying to get the ball in their hands. And at the moment, it is Cabell Midland with the upper hand. Midland coming in number 1 in class, AAA 6-0, and Huntington High 5-1, and number 5 in the latest class AAA ratings of West Virginia. Won't be long now, though, before we're going to be talking about playoffs after Week 11. When we come back here at Bob Sang Stadium, we'll head down with our Adam Marco, our Highland Hospital halftime report, and he'll be joined by the great athletic director here at Huntington High School, Bruce Sr. That is next here on this special Saturday afternoon edition of our Friday Night Football Game of the Week, presented by the West Virginia Federal Credit Union here on WCHS-TV.com. Jump.
It's Kanawha City on a cloudy afternoon. Donut Connection at the 35th Street Bridge. I stopped to visit Amy and the guys, not thinking about coffee, but it smelled so good, I had a cup. Best in town. Then the choice. Donut, my favorite is Dutch Chrome. Ice cream or a shake. It's a tough choice. They're all made with great love. Start your day at the Donut Connection, Kanawha City. Fresh brewed coffee and donuts baked up, served with love. You'll see. Visit the Donut Connection Facebook for coupons.
(14-3) our score here at Huntington High School, and we're joined by Bruce Sr., the athletic director for the Highlanders. And first of all, Bruce, what a day. You couldn't have lucked out any better than what we've got here weather-wise, but both crowds are into it. A great football game in the first half. How easy or difficult was it because of that Marshall game to move this rivalry to a Saturday?
Well, it wasn't difficult, and I'd like to thank Marshall University first, because as soon as they found out that they were going to have a game last night, they called and let us know, and I greatly appreciate that. And I talked to Chris Parsons at Cabell Midland. We talked about moving the game. He agreed to move it to Saturday. And our only worry last night, we had that rain. We didn't know if we were going to be able to park people on baseball fields and football fields. But I was up here at 6 this morning, and we were checking them, and it's worked out well. I have no complaints, and it's been a great situation so far.
You know, when you drive up to the school, you see the state champions on one side, and now recently they've started to add the academic champions, the debate team and things like that. It really gives you a sense of history of this school, even though going too far back, there's not a whole lot of it. You know, what does that mean to you every time you drive up and you see state title after state title on both sides of the drive?
Well, I've been at this school since it opened in '95. I spent a year and a half at Cabell Midland, and it was a great experience there as well. But I've been at Huntington High basically since it opened, and I'm very proud of this school, proud to be a part of the faculty in here. And I love Huntington High, and I'm very proud of it. And I want to add a football state championship sign up there pretty soon.
You know, you see this team, you see this experience for Billy Seals and how he's turned this program around. I don't want to put you on the spot and say how soon, but you have to feel that this program just year after year is always moving in a positive and forward momentum.
Coach Seals will get us there. I'm sure of that. There's no doubt in my mind. He's a hardworking young man. He really spends countless hours watching film and working. He's a great guy. He's a good family man, and we're very lucky to have him here at Huntington High School. I think Cabell Midland's very happy with Coach Salmons, and we're extremely happy with Coach Seals, so I think both schools are in a real great situation right now.
Now, you've got the students on one side going against the students on the other side. Always a tremendous rivalry when it comes down to not just on the field, but what's happening in the stands as well. What does the battle for the Shield mean to the Huntington Highlanders?
Well, we really want to get it back, of course. We'd love to have it back, and the kids, the football team knows that, and they're working hard. But the good thing is when this is all done with, whatever happens, win or lose, these kids will walk off the hill, go to their cars, and they'll shake hands and get along well. So it's a bitter rivalry right now, but when the game's over, it'll be fine, and if we don't get the Shield this year, we'll definitely set our sights on it next year. But I think we're going to get it. I think we're going to have a good second half.
Finally for you, how about some of the other fall sports? Who's finishing up? Who's moving on? Who's doing well right now?
Our boys soccer team's coming around. Hopefully they're going to be doing all right. Across country, they had a meet today. They're doing well. Our volleyball team, we have a new coach. This is her first year, and she's doing a great job. And of course, we're looking forward to winter in basketball. Our boys basketball team's a two-time defending state champion. We have a lot of players back on that team, and Coach Hess does a great job there. So the year's still bright for Huntington High, and we're looking forward to it.
Mr. Senior, thank you for the time.
Thank you so much.
It's Bruce Senior, the athletic director for Huntington High School. We'll be back in just a moment on WCHS-TV.com.
Now you get the best. Now you get the big dogs.
Thank you, sir. Lawrence, I'll get the Smart 529 at the end of this next interview. It's with Huntington Mayor Steve Williams. WCHS-TV.com.
So it's
we do
streamed.
Yes, sir.
Oh, good.
And we do every.
I know you all stream, and then what's the it's on our channel? Is it the Get TV?
A visit to modern medicine starts with a complete and thorough medical checkup of your current condition, after which you'll have a complete diagnosis and a treatment plan that's designed individually for you. If you're looking for a family physician or a medical treatment, come to Modern Medicine.
I was referred by a really good friend of mine. I had the best physical exam I've ever had.
At Modern Medicine, all of our diagnoses and treatments are evidence-based. We do medicine right.
My old phone company internet was
slow,
frustrating, unreliable,
exhausting,
constant Netflix buffering,
spinning wheel of death.
You can never get back that minute.
We switched to Suddenlink, and it was like, phew.
I love it.
Life-changing.
Suddenlink lets you connect to everything you love faster and easier. Get the fastest internet in town for less. Suddenlink, more power to you. Get HD TV plus 75 meg broadband internet for just $69 a month.
Unbelievable.
14-3, our halftime score. Thanks so much to Bruce Senior for joining us. In just a bit, we'll learn about the Smart 529 program. At the end of today's game, we'll award the Smart 529 Player of the Game. Have a chance now to talk to Mayor Steve Williams, the mayor of Huntington, a product of this area, of this school, essentially.
Essentially, I went to Huntington High, the old Huntington High, but it still has Huntington in the name.
Same thing. We'll get to that. I want to ask you, though, this is such a great atmosphere, and you know, you've got your contingent on one side and the Cabell Midland on the other side. But when I got here, you were down on the field, part of a college football game day style radio program with one of the local stations in Huntington. You had Coach Bob Pruitt and Troy Brown, a college football Hall of Famer, yourself in this mix as well. That had to be just such a fun atmosphere. How did you get involved with that?
I got a phone call asking if I would come up and do this, and of course, I've known Coach Pruitt for years and have been a fan of Troy Brown's forever. Woody Woodrum, who was also a part of it, was a manager when I was playing. So it's a family environment. But you have ostensibly two Hall of Famers sitting right there, and then the mayor of Huntington.
Where do you fit in that? I know they were asking the prognostication, you know, who do you pick and who do you like? And obviously there's no question who you like, but that's got to be a little intimidating. You know, you're used to speaking in front of big crowds, well, maybe not a student section with a couple of Hall of Famers.
Well, the student section, you never know what's going to come from the student section. And I'm able to talk about anything but high school and college sports. But Coach Pruitt and Troy Brown, I'm seeing two pros at work there. What was fascinating to watch Troy, because he also does the color analysis for the New England Patriots, and just seeing the detail that he had, it's no wonder that both of them are Hall of Famers.
Now, you're, as mentioned, a product of the old Huntington High School. How does this school compare? Obviously, you know, era to era, that's a little different. Field to field, that's maybe impossible, but just, you know, the fan base and the generation, how is it different? How is it the same?
What's so different about it is that I love coming up here on the hill. It's separated from the town, and a lot of us were concerned that might end up hurting
the relationship with the community, but it's absolutely fascinating to see what all the kids are doing when you come up here. I do an awful lot of things on the campus, and after hours, there are students involved in everything from ROTC to sports to theater. There's even a wellness program that they've developed here. I am really proud of this and of the kids here. I also have an opportunity to go over to Cabell Midland quite a bit. If anybody has a question about the future of our community and our state, all you have to do is come by the school and spend some time with these kids. They're brilliant, they're passionate, and whatever they set their mind to, they can accomplish.
Well, Mayor Williams, I want to thank you again for the time. Enjoy the rest of this great day and a great football game, really.
Yeah, it sure is. And all of these people together, if you look up in the stands, you see a lot of red in the midst of the green, and that just shows how much of a community affair it is.
Mayor, thank you for the time.
Thanks for having me.
Mayor Steve Williams joining us. We're back in just a moment. First, let's learn a little more about the Smart 529 program. They sponsor our Smart 529 Player of the Game.
Thanks, sir. Appreciate it. Before I became mayor, I used to sell 529.
We're here at halftime with West Virginia Assistant State Treasurer Josh Stowers to talk about the Smart 529 College Savings Program. Josh, we hear a lot about saving for college through the Smart 529 program, but we also hear a lot about the Promise Scholarship. Can you explain how the two are different?
Sure. The Promise Scholarship is a merit-based scholarship of which covers a portion of your tuition and fees to whatever in-state institution you want to attend. The Smart 529 program is a savings program that can be applied to any institution in the state, community and technical, 4-year, 2-year. And I think an important point is the Promise Scholarship does not cover all of the tuition and fees that are going to be required of the student. So it's important that even if your child is eligible for the Promise Scholarship and does get it, there's going to be more money that's going to be needed to expend it on the education. So saving for it now with the Smart 529 program is a wise choice.
So how can someone open an account?
Simply can just call our office at 558-5000. We can direct you to the appropriate people. You can go to our website at wvtreasury.com, smart529.com. We'll help guide you through the process. Call our office, go online, look at the information, and start saving for college today.
All right, Josh Stowers with the State Treasurer's Office joining us here at halftime. Thanks for joining us, Josh.
Thanks, Joe. Appreciate it.
My old phone company internet was
slow,
frustrating,
Lawrence,
unreliable, exhausting,
constant Netflix buffering,
spinning wheel of death. You can never get back that minute.
We switched to Suddenlink, and it was like, phew.
I love it.
Life-changing.
Suddenlink lets you connect to everything you love faster and easier. Get the fastest internet in town for less. Suddenlink, more power to you. Get HD TV plus 75 meg broadband internet for just $69 a month.
Change. Sometimes it hurts. Sometimes it can break your will, but it shouldn't beat you. You're an everyday athlete, and you've built this machine to overcome adversity. Welcome to the Marshall Sports Medicine Institute, where we've brought together the most comprehensive team of physicians, physical therapists, and athletic trainers in the region to keep you in the game. Change is good.
Yeah, no problem.
The Marshall Sports Medicine Institute, the region's game changer.
We washed Chris Miller's hair on one side with the leading store brand, and the other side using Dutch & Shoulders with active friends and family pricing ingredients. Let's watch.
I can feel the Dutch side tingling. That means it's working. I'm getting you the best deal right up front.
Right now, get a 2015 Optima starting at just $189 a month, only at Dutch Miller Kia.
Hey guys, this side's starting to burn a little. Is that normal? It hurts.
Arby's sandwiches have always been crafted for 2 medium to large-sized hands. Until now. Arby's new $1.29 sliders are still meat-crafted with your favorite meats, but meant to be eaten one-handed, freeing up your other hand for a second Arby's slider. Arby's new $1.29 sliders. Arby's, we have the meats.
No matter what you're looking for, Thornhill Auto Group does it best. Thornhill GM Superstore, Corridor G, Chapmanville. Thornhill Ford Lincoln, Corridor G, Chapmanville. Thornhill Factory Outlet of Logan, Fountain Place Mall. Thornhill Acura, South Charleston. Thornhill Mitsubishi, Corridor G, Chapmanville. Thornhill Factory Outlet of South Charleston. And Thornhill Commercial Solutions. Thornhill Auto Group. Visit online, www.thornhillautomotive.com.
Back at Bob Sang Stadium on WCHS-TV.com. Take a look at your MVB Bank scoreboard from the Friday night action. MVB Bank, your most valuable bank, member FDIC. Cabell Midland, our 14-3 score here today. Last night it was Point Pleasant, the number 2 team in AAA, beating up on Oak Hill 55-8. Number 3 Capital was idle this week. Wheeling Park, number 9 in the state, over Morgantown 35-7. Jefferson beat Spring Mills 27-6. George Washington, our game last night here on WCHS-TV.com, beat Hurricane 32-14. Number 8 Martinsburg was off. Steubenville, Ohio, over number 10 Brook. A little further down on AA, Fairmont Senior 49, University in AAA 20. Bridgeport beats Kaiser 38-0. James Monroe 28-20 over Westside. Tulsa, Bluefield, both idle this week. Roane County a 35-14 winner over Clay County. Mingo Central 71, Polka 16. And in Class A football this week, number 1 Man falls to Chapmanville at home 35-28. Chapmanville moves to 7-0. Man falls to 5-1. South Harrison 56-13 winner over Webster County. Moorfield was idle. Magnolia over Weir 29-28. St. Mary's a big win over Calhoun County. Buffalo, Clay Battelle, Northern Garrett, Maryland all winners. East Hardy a 40-0 victory over Tucker County, and Wheeling Central beats Shadyside, Ohio 31-20. That is a look at your MVB Bank scoreboard. MVB Bank, your most valuable bank, member FDIC. Nearing the approach of this second half, the teams making their way back onto the field. Another break, and we'll come back on WCHS-TV.com.
At DHG, we are passionate about helping our clients succeed, and we do so through a resourceful approach in helping our clients achieve their goals. Our passion to serve goes beyond the work we do for our clients. Whether we're giving our time or providing financial support, DHG is committed to building better communities. When you work with us, you get a relationship with a great team fully dedicated to your success.
Trinity Rebar and Concrete Supplies, a West Virginia-owned company with in-state workers that provides money locally. At Trinity, we provide today's materials for tomorrow's projects. Our projects include the engineering complex at Marshall University, dormitories at Glenville State College, Cabela's, and other commercial projects. We do business the old-fashioned way, with honesty, integrity, and dependability. Let Trinity be your partner on your next commercial project. Trinity Rebar, 304-755-5100. Online at trinityrebar.com.
Building a garage? Remodeling both bathrooms? Adding another bedroom? When you need cash for home improvements, a college education, or a dream vacation, a West Virginia Federal Credit Union Home Equity Line of Credit is the answer. Experience the credit union difference at West Virginia Federal Credit Union. No annual fee, no origination fee, no closing costs, and rates among the best in town. All loans subject to credit and underwriting approval. Contact West Virginia Federal Credit Union for details about credit loans and terms. Let West Virginia Federal Credit Union earn your business.
My name is Rose, and I took the Suddenlink Speed Test Challenge. I always knew my old internet was slow, but after comparing it to Suddenlink, that was it for me. We could barely even stream Netflix before. It took forever to download.
Go to speedtest.sunlink.com and see how much easier life could be.
I should have switched before. You just have to go and take that speed test and see for yourself.
Sunlink, more power to you.
Get 75 meg high-speed internet for $35 a month when you bundle.
We washed Chris Miller's hair on one side with the leading store brand, and the other side using Dutch & Shoulders with active friends and family pricing ingredients. Let's watch.
I can feel the Dutch side tingling. That means it's working. I'm getting you the best deal right up front.
Right now, get a 2015 Optima starting at just $189 a month, only at Dutch Miller Kia.
Hey guys, this side's starting to burn a little. Is that normal? It hurts.
Have you been fired for filing a workers' comp claim for an injury that happened at work?
Have you been fired because of your race, religion, age, gender, or disabilities?
Did your former employer take longer than 4 business days to get you your final paycheck?
I'm attorney Pat Jacobs. It's against the law to fire employees because of filing a workers' compensation claim. It's also against the law to fire anyone due to discrimination. If any of these things have happened to you, it's just wrong. Don't delay. Call me today.
Building a garage? Remodeling both bathrooms? Adding another bedroom? When you need cash for home improvements, a college education, or a dream vacation, a West Virginia Federal Credit Union home equity line of credit is the answer. Experience the credit union difference at West Virginia Federal Credit Union. No annual fee, no origination fee, no closing costs, and rates among the best in town. All loans subject to credit and underwriting approval. Contact West Virginia Federal Credit Union for details about credit loans and terms. Let West Virginia Federal Credit Union earn your business.
Cabell Midland at its 14-3 lead over the Highlanders of Huntington High, and they kick it off here to start this second half in the battle for the shield, and scooped up by Hayes, and Hayes steps out of bounds at the 9-yard line. Jaden Hayes, the youngster. So, Mick Price, you're down 14-3. Your offense has suffered 4 interceptions. Get the ball to start this second half. What do you do if you're Huntington High?
Well, I'm tickled to death. We're only down 14-3 with 4 interceptions, first of all, and some penalties that's going against us. What I want to tell our kids at the half is calm down. Boys, we need a drive. We get the ball at the beginning of the second half. Let's put a drive together. Let's get the ball out to our best playmakers, get it in their hands, and let them make a play because they can't block all the people that Cabell Midland's sending at them.
Tate, Jackson, Finnegan go wide to the top of your screen. And here is Hayes. Hayes hit in the backfield, bounces out, and Hayes still on his feet, and Hayes maneuvers to the 21-yard line. So a nice little pickup there of 7 by Jaden Hayes.
No, that was a broken play, and he turned it into a broken play for Huntington is a good play because they can take it the distance. But on that particular play, they were trying to get everybody to stem in for the Cabell Midland's defense, and then people got out of their lanes. That's what happens. Glad
you're joining us for this special Saturday afternoon edition of our Friday Night Football Game of the Week, presented by the West Virginia Federal Credit Union. It's Battle of the Shield, also presented by Suddenlink. Suddenlink, more power to you. And speaking of power, Reese Donahue comes in and just buries Hayes.
Like a truck. I mean, he's going to say, can someone just kind of touch that guy as he comes through the gap next time because he's killing me back here. And it's been one of the problems that Huntington's had. Now they're, here they are in a situation where it's third again. And they got to really get 10 to keep the drive going.
3rd down and 6. Attaway. Pressure coming. Attaway in trouble. Attaway goes down at the 15. Well, it was all they could do in that situation to keep Noah Cooper from absolutely hammering Attaway with the pressure.
And you can tell by that series of downs exactly what Cabell Midland's going to do. Keep the pressure on him and don't let him have time to make a play. Don't give him a lane to run in.
Gatrell kicks it away. It's going to hit and roll and finally be down at the 32-yard line.
That ball was directly kicked into the sun, Mark. Neither player got a good gauge on it. Get your hand up, to try to see, and he probably made the right decision. Why chance this? Back away. We're going to get good field position to start second half.
Brett Christian, number 9, was down there to down the football. So 32-yard line for Cabell Midland. Gooderham wide to the bottom of the screen with Hendricks in the slot and the handoff to Stapleton. And Stapleton is wrapped up by Finnegan as he gets it to the 36-yard line. It was a 4-yard gain. Second down, 6, and Stapleton again. Stapleton straight ahead across the 40, maybe the 41.
Mark, he's getting up a little gingerly. He got up a little gingerly last time. I'm not so sure it's not cramp. It doesn't look like he can move his leg right now. And I think he had it before.
Hunter Ashley made the stop. But offensive line for Cabell Midland, Jordan King, the left tackle, 215. Left guard, Briar Ellswick, 330. Both are sophomores. Lucas Jacobs, 270-pound senior center. Luke Sammons feels he can be a college player. His father, Mitch Jacobs, is the fine volleyball coach at Marshall University. Here is Caperton Humphrey slamming for what would appear to be first down yardage. Indeed it is. Humphrey stopped there, bottom of the pile. Coming out is who else? Gatrell. Well, Gatrell, a great story, and there you see Humphrey, another great story. Gatrell, number 3 for Huntington, Mick. First day of his high school football career, his mother passed away, Jeannie, of an aneurysm, and the young man was back to practice in a couple of days, and tells you what kind of kid he is, now senior, and some guy that Billy Seals feels can play at the next level. Coach Seals would know. Played for Sam Retigliano at Liberty University.
Cleveland Browns, Sam Retigliano.
Yep. And, of course, Luke Sammons, a great star for Bobby Pruitt at Marshall. It's second down and 6. Midland with the football. They seem content on just giving it to those backs and let them pound away, and Humphrey pounds up close to midfield.
Here's a good fact on Luke Salmons. I tried my best to get him to play basketball at Ravenswood. He says, I can't, Coach. He's better than anybody had. He said, I can't. He won 2 state wrestling championships.
Yeah. Here's Humphrey, and Humphrey met by Ashley and Gatrell and Finnegan.
That was a nice job defensively by Huntington. They really attacked that, Mark. I mean, they really came after him right there. So, making it a 4th down because they had just been drilling 4 or 5 yards at a carry. So that was a huge play right there for Huntington.
Just inside Huntington territory there, just beyond the 50. The handoff, and Humphrey stood up.
Get it.
And it was Shamik Berger, number 10, the sophomore Sam linebacker. And Billy Seals says he's going to be our next big-time linebacker here, and he shows why there as he stops a great player in Humphrey.
What a defensive stand, Mark. I mean, really, down, maybe a little bit disappointed. The first series didn't end up very well. Now they get the ball at midfield because they go for it. My goodness gracious.
And we're going to have a timeout here. We'll break away here. It's a lead of 14-3 for Cabell Midland on WCHS-TV.com.
No matter what you're looking for, Thornhill Auto Group does it best. Thornhill GM Superstore, Corridor G, Chapmanville. Thornhill Ford Lincoln, Corridor G, Chapmanville. Thornhill Factory Outlet of Logan, Fountain Place Mall. Thornhill Acura, South Charleston. Thornhill Mitsubishi, Corridor G, Chapmanville. Thornhill Factory Outlet of South Charleston. And Thornhill Commercial Solutions. Thornhill Auto Group. Visit online, www.thornhillautomotive.com.
We washed Chris Miller's hair on one side with the leading store brand, and the other side using Dutch & Shoulders with active friends and family pricing ingredients. Let's watch.
I can feel the Dutch side tingling. That means it's working. I'm getting you the best deal right up front.
Right now, get a 2015 Optima starting at just $189 a month, only at Dutch Miller Kia.
Hey guys, this side's starting to burn a little. Is that normal? And it hurts.
Back to live action here on the campus of Huntington High School. Beautiful Bob Sang Stadium. The great Bob Sang, who was the head football coach at Huntington East and then the first coach here at Huntington High when they consolidated the old Huntington High Pony Express and the Huntington East Highlanders to form this school. Hayes with a 1-yard pickup. Attaway rolling to his right, looking, sets up, fires, got a man, overshoots Lenny Jackson. Covered there by Xander Wagner. But Bob Sang was coaching football well into his 70s. Just a great gentleman, loved the game. Billy Seals, the 4th coach all-time at Huntington High, and Luke Sammons is the 3rd coach in Cabell Midland school history. And both these coaches, you heard Bruce Sr., the athletic director at Huntington High, and just how proud they are of Billy Seals, but also they're proud of Luke Sammons. They're just proud of this rivalry and all it means for this great state and this area. All right, 3rd down and 9. Huntington trying to make something happen. Attaway avoids pressure there from Cant, throws, and up for grabs. And, well, that's where the offensive player turns into the defender there as they went for Jackson, and Jackson was able to strip it away from Hendricks, or it's another interception for Cabell Midland.
And it easily could be. I don't think that Huntington's going to find a lot of success down the middle of the field, Mark, because their safety's playing 18 yards off the ball on the snap. And he's just reading his eyes, and he's going down there. He's always going to be double covered toward the middle. But he might be able to get a 10 hitch here or maybe get it out real quick.
Gatrell from the 38. Kicks it end over end. Going to take a bounce, and Huntington High should be in great shape defensively here as Christian again down there to down the football. So it's going to be at the 5-yard line, McPrice.
Well, this is an area of which, okay, there's 6 minutes left in the quarter. I don't know that Luke had the 2 best offensive sessions
Lawrence, I've got something for him
that they've had. But
not on camera.
They will be driving that ball at this point. They're not going to make a mistake now at this point in the game.
Let's head down to our Adam Marco. Adam?
Gentlemen, on that last offensive possession for Cabell Midland, they lost Devin Stapleton. He was on the near sideline, or on the far sideline, I should say, being attended to by the training staff. Looking at his left knee, he got up on his own and hobbled away, but be surprised if you see him at least for the remainder of this quarter. While I was standing there, the crowd was yelling on that 4th down play, throw the football. You've got one of the best quarterbacks in the state. Luke Sammons doesn't shy away from his game plan, and it was ultimately giving it up to Huntington there.
All right, here is Brown looking to throw in his own end zone, and he got it to Hendricks, and then Hendricks is corralled at the 9-yard line. So maybe a gain of 4. That time you did see the left-handed quarterback roll to his left.
And I can tell Adam, from my coaching experience, there's not a guy in this crowd that doesn't know how to call football or have a better play. Their problem is they don't have to meet with these kids on Monday morning or the parents.
All right, here is Brown. He's going to keep it. Brown finds some daylight. He does that so well. A helmet comes off of a Cabell Midland player, and
he's going to have to go out of play.
Yeah, that's Tanner Mullins. He's going to have to leave. Donahue will come in. So to the 22-yard line from the 8. So a 14-yard pickup there by Brown.
And, Mark, I don't think enough can be said about how great play faking there is in there by Tyler Brown. What a great play fake.
All right, here is Hendricks now in the backfield, and Hendricks turns the corner, 40, 45, into Huntington territory as he races down to the 46-yard line.
Great kick-out block on the right side. Good seal down by the tackle tight end. And, boy, give a kid of that kid's athleticism out on the corner. Good job defensively, just get him down after that.
32-yard pickup. Big first down, moving the chains, presented by the West Virginia Oil and Gas Association, celebrating 100 years as Caperton Humphrey tries to grind for something, but probably stop for no gain. Great to have you with us here for this special Saturday afternoon edition of our Friday Night Football Game of the Week, presented by the West Virginia Federal Credit Union. Join us each week for great Mountain State high school football action on WCHS-TV.com with our Friday Night Football Game of the Week, presented by the West Virginia Federal Credit Union, celebrating its 50th year. You'll score big at WVFCU. And Huntington High's defense coming up big again as they slow down Hendricks, and And they're going to spot him at the 47-yard line. Check that, 48-yard line. Forgive me.
Huntington's been really aggressive defensively this third quarter. They've got after it. They just haven't been able to put any points on the board to get their offensive going.
3rd down and 12. Brown fakes the pitch, rolls, being pursued. Hunter Ashley and Gatrell gets the tackle. Ashley slowed him down, and Gatrell makes the final stop. Gatrell gets up a little slow. The last guy in the world, Billy Seals, wants to see get up slow.
I'll tell you what, he did a nice job of containment there. It was a play fake. Defensively, they had that thing covered. He come out. I think Brown made the right decision by pulling it down, but, boy, Huntington's kids stayed in their lanes. I mean, they did a nice job, didn't let him get outside.
2-yard gain brings up 4th down and 10, and Caperton Humphreys had a busy day punting. High snap, gets it away. Boy, Ryan Mills getting pressure there, and
that pressure has caused that ball to come back his way a little bit more.
Sailed out of bounds. See where they will
30.
Spot it at the 30. Well, 3:20 to go here in this third quarter, and Huntington High with another opportunity offensively here, down 11.
Probably more times these two punters have punted today than any time this year, isn't it? I mean,
yes.
It's not. These are neither teams. Neither of these teams are two teams you're going to see punting the ball a lot.
All right, Attaway goes to work. A quick strike as he tried to hit Terrence Tate. On the far side of the field, falls incomplete. 2nd down and 10.
But I like that decision, Mark. I like that they're putting their best receivers out there one-on-one and saying, run him off, come back, get the ball, and we're going to make you a playmaker, see what you can do. And then they can do something off. If they start crowding him a little bit, they can run it back out of the backfield, or they can run people with him. But they're not holding him out enough to throw 40 yards down the field.
Lenny Jackson, wide to the bottom of your screen, trips to the far side and up for grabs and in all kinds of traffic, and they are fortunate again as he tried to hit Hayes at the 30. And, well, again, I know you're pressing. You want something desperately to happen, but, again, at the moment, you trail by 11. You're still very much within striking distance, but you don't want to do anything that could really prevent disaster. But, boy, Camp just about had himself another pick. Camp scored the first touchdown of the game on a 48-yard pick six back in the first quarter. Attaway to Hayes, and, boy, they were waiting on that. Attaway, in fact, kept it, and he just got all kinds of white jerseys to gather around him, and that will bring up another 4th down punting situation for the Highlanders.
They're just having such a tough time moving the ball, almost as if they don't want to go back out to the outside throw. They don't like maybe get a pick or whatever reason. I'm sure Coach Seals thinks, oh, let's try. Our defense has been playing well. Let's give it back to them, see if they don't turn it over.
So Gatrell drops back at the 17 to kick it away. It hits, and nice job there by Shamik Berger. Like snagging a rebound there, wasn't it, as he keeps that from going in the direction that would favor Cabell Midland.
Both punters have not done their best job of taking a punt. Of course, they could be a little wore out, not used to it. They haven't punted that much since pregame.
And the two guys that go at it pretty hard join us after the game for the presentation of our Smart 529 Player of the Game. Smart 529 providing families with a unique way to save money for college. So Cabell Midland goes on the offensive attack. Brown under center. Whistles sound. And, you know, all coaches in the state, they have something unique that you can say about them. And well, not only was he a great player, he's a great coach, really works at Luke Salmons, but something that he's known for around the state are his Crocs.
Yeah. Yep.
Rain or shine. And he says, hey, that's what makes me comfortable. Feel good. And he's won a lot of games there at Midland. Here's Hendricks. Again, Devin Stapleton remains on the sidelines for Cabell Midland.
I wouldn't want to be the guy that told him he couldn't wear them. I know that.
Humphrey. Rolling is Brown. Finds Gooderham, who makes the catch. Tackled there by Terrence Tate. Gooderham gets it to the 49-yard line. Gain of 5. 3rd down and 8 for Cabell Midland. Wide to the bottom of your screen, William McAllister. Hendricks in motion, gets the pitch. Turning the corner, and it's going to be Deion Jackson. Slows him down, and here comes flags. Well, they were both sort of just wrapped up in each other. See what the call is going to be. May have been a face mask. Yep. That's tough, too, because they had it well defended.
They had him 4th and 5 at midfield. Doesn't look like they're going to go for it again. They just didn't. They went for it before and didn't get it. And that's a backbreaker of a call.
Also, don't forget, on our Friday Night Football Game of the Week, Hurricane Trophy presents our Champions of the Game trophy. Hurricane Trophy located on Tays Valley Road in Hurricane. It is Humphrey fighting down inside the 29-yard line. And it was Ryan Mills making the stop. So it was a gain of 5, 2nd down 5, and Midland on the move here, McPrice.
Yeah, there's 50 seconds left in this quarter. You're probably going to see a pretty safe play right here.
Well, when you got a guy like that, you can play it safe.
That's safe.
Safe, and it's going to get you yardage, and Humphrey does again. Mark him down at the 25, 26. It'll be 3rd and 1. And I believe Mills jumped off sides. He knows it. He knew it the minute that he did it. Because day just gets prettier with each passing second. Great breeze going here on the hill at Bob Sang Stadium. Cabell Midland trying to get to 7-0 on the season. Huntington High trying to avoid a 2-game losing streak and get to 6-1 following the loss last week to Capital. And here is Brown. Boy, he does such a great job of faking. And, well, Huntington High had Caperton Humphrey stood up, but Brown had the football, and Brown takes it inside the 15 as the 3rd quarter comes to a close. Cabell Midland leads it 14-3. Away we go to the 4th on WCHS-TV.com.
Peak Office Solutions, your authorized Xerox agency, wants to help your business perform in peak condition. Peak can equip your office with award-winning, reliable Xerox copiers, printers, and the technology to improve your document processes. Need to have a project printed, small jobs or large, yes, even banners? Peak's Copy Center will make you look good on paper. How about office supplies? Call Peak. They will deliver your office supplies directly to your business, saving you time and money. An authorized Xerox agency, Copy Center, and office supplies dealer. Peak Office Solutions.
Ben Franklin Career Center has a variety of programs for those looking for hands-on type work. Enroll in one of the many programs Ben Franklin offers to prepare you for the working world. Ben Franklin Career Center, teaching skills and providing service.
We welcome you back here to Bob Sang Stadium, getting set for 4th quarter action between the Huntington Highlanders and the Cabell Midland Knights. Let's head down to Adamarco.
Mark, they're continuing to work on Devin Stapleton. He came out with a left knee injury And then as he was being stretched out and trying to work on that, he started to cramp up on the right side. Still no timetable if he's going to come back. You see Hendricks and Humphrey really leading this charge. They might hold him through the rest of the way without Stapleton, but that might still be a stretch. He's trying to come in. The training staff won't let him back yet.
All right, thank you very much, Adam. And they just recognized the AAA state champion Huntington Highlanders from the 2015 state tournament, and Caperton Humphrey, state championship form there on the run. A 13-yard spin move and power and athleticism, and he finds the yellow end zone for the first time today, and Cabell Midland with its third touchdown. Good piece of running, Coach.
Oh, yeah, right off the left side. It's like the old belly series they used to run in the day, but it was nothing more than give that fullback the ball, and Oklahoma and Texas used to make livings off that same play, the old Woosters and people played back in those days. But that one hurt. That one's going to hurt Huntington. They really got to get climbing back. I know they got 12 minutes, but they don't have time to be turning the ball over or going out quickly, because I know that Luke Salmon's team believes in their weight program they have. They have an unbelievable weight program, and he does a great job preaching the weights. I know they lift throughout the season, even during while their season's going on. And those kids feel like they're going to get stronger. They feel like they're getting stronger. When it comes to this point in the game, that's why they do it. They want to put a drive together, just end it. So this is going to be crucial right here for Huntington to get back in this game.
21-3 is now our score following this kickoff. We'll talk about some of the scores during the series between Cabell Midland and Huntington High. Again, they started playing back in 1996. So it will be Molina kicking it off. Molina's had an older brother and an older sister kick for this Cabell Midland program. How about that? And again, that little pooch, and Finnegan fumbled it, but falls on it at the 35-yard line. So 3 of the first 4 seasons which these teams played, the winning team scored 26 points. Huntington High twice and Cabell Midland once. And in fact, they played in 96 and in 97 and then played again in 97. So, you know, this series, it was only 2 games old, but lo and behold, they met in the playoffs in that second season of this rivalry. Here is Attaway. Shoots it out, and nice catch made there by Hayes, and Hayes takes it up close to the 40-yard line. There were 3 straight years in 99, 2000, and 2001 in which the winning team scored 28. In 2002, Cabell Midland came close again. They scored 27. Been a couple of one-point games in this rivalry, and they were back-to-back games. 2011, 31-30 overtime, won by Cabell Midland, and the following year the Knights won 14-13. Attaway, and almost picked off by Xander Wagner. Wow.
His eyes got big on that one, didn't they? He knew that was coming. Ball's laying up in the air, and he'll see that one again. He'll get ribbed about that a little bit.
Well, Wagner, a young man, played football growing up and hadn't played high school football, and got with Luke Salmons during the offseason, said, I think I want to play again, and he's glad he said that. He's a senior and just about had a pick 6, which would have been the second of the game. And here's the pass to Deion Jackson. Jackson 40, 45, 50. Lowered that shoulder against Stratton and takes it to the 48-yard line.
What most people are never going to see is the block that was thrown by a wide receiver so that ball could be caught, because they read it again, and he threw a block so he could catch that ball, and then they get a block in the old bubble screen out here. So looks like they found something they think they can hang their hat on.
13-yard pickup. First down from the 48. Trips to the near side. And Attaway going to take this himself, and Attaway inside the 40 to the 39-yard line. So back-to-back successful plays for Huntington High offensively.
We haven't seen that very often, but it looks like they're going to start opening up the offense a little bit. They're not going to be able to run that dive up through there or have him keep it up in there. They got too many people coming off the corners, but they're going to try to get Cabell Midland to back off of them a little bit where they can make a play.
Brandon Castle is the offensive coordinator for Huntington High. He came to Huntington High 1 year after Billy Sills had been here. They had coached together in Tennessee, and here is Aiden Hayes turning down to the 35-yard line. Dustin Bauk makes the tackle. We'll put it back to the 36, but nonetheless, it's a first down, and we move those chains. Moving the chains presented by the West Virginia Oil and Gas Association, celebrating 100 years. Football at the 36. Highlanders on the move. Need to make something happen, and straight ahead, it is Hayes, upended by Stratton at the 28, which will carry him to the 25-yard line, and that's a pickup of 11 on the play, and another first down by the Highlanders. How about Hayes there?
That may have been the biggest play they've run, anything tackle to tackle today, trying to keep them close. So this may be setting up something where they throw and get that safety up in there again to make a tackle and throw it over him.
Trips to the top of your screen. Attaway looking to throw. Fires. Catch made. Terrence Tate makes a move. 15-10. And Tate inside the 5 down to the 3-yard line. A 32-yard gain. Attaway to Tate. And Tate is injured following that great play.
What a great catch and throw. Making a play, something that I thought maybe they would come out in the second half doing. Kids that are receivers here for Huntington High have great athleticism, and putting them out there on you one-on-one, somebody makes one mistake and they can be going. I hate to see a kid get hurt at the end of a play. He was really trying hard to get that thing into the end zone right there, but it looks like maybe Huntington's found something here toward the end. I mean, they've ripped one up the middle for about 11 or 12 yards. They've thrown out on the side with a bubble screen, and now they just get trips to the right and got a guy one-on-one. So, looks like they got something going.
Again, we talked about Tate. He had played at Parkersburg High a year ago before coming back to the Huntington area. Billy Seal is certainly glad to have that youngster.
There's a rich tradition program that's been on some tough times lately, isn't it?
Got a second straight win of the season last night, beating St. Albans handily. After beating Beckley the week before, Hayes gets the call and taken down by Reese Donahue. So for Cabell Midland, it's home the rest of the way. They have an open date next week before a clash with George Washington, Parkersburg, as we mentioned, and Hurricane. And we will have those games for you. Huntington High, meanwhile, has Beckley, St. Albans, and Nitro left. Here is the handoff, and Ryan Mills gets the call. They put the big defensive tackle, great athlete, into the backfield, and he charges into the end zone for the TD. And with 8:47 to go, Huntington High trying to get that deficit back to 11. Well, they did a nice job there, Coach.
Oh, yeah, they got the ball down the field. They made some nice plays.
And Kessinger knocks it through. Great scene here at Bob Sang Stadium. 21-10 our score. Back in a moment on WCHS-TV.com. A little too early to onside, don't you think?
Change. Sometimes it hurts.
Not.
Sometimes it can break your will, but it shouldn't beat you. You're an everyday athlete, and you've built this machine to overcome adversity. Welcome to the Marshall Sports Medicine Institute, where we've brought together the most comprehensive team of physicians, physical therapists, and athletic trainers in the region to keep you in the game. Change is good. The Marshall Sports Medicine Institute, the region's game changer.
What looks good? Ooh, lobster bisque.
That actually does sound
Nice.
really good.
I want everything on here. Serious.
Okay, this is the third one.
Weird.
Keep tabs on your home, even control it with the all-new Suddenlink Connected Home, the easy way for peace of mind.
We should probably get home.
Yeah.
Huntington High has gotten the deficit back to 11. 8:47 remaining in the game. And Kason Kessinger pounds that one into the end zone. There was something about the city of Huntington. Amaretto Curry, great kicker for Marshall. That's about where he plants them every time. And you got this kid, just a junior, and he's on some charts. Some folks know about him.
And he should be. I think it's one of the best weapons that you can have. I know that this is something that's,
Lawrence,
kids that are
you'll let
playing
Mark
soccer
know
or
that
whatever. But
Terrence Tate is back on the field. I don't need to talk about it, but he's back. He was the injured Highlander.
Terrence Tate has returned for Huntington High. That's good. He made that big 32-yard catch.
Oh, yeah.
So playing there out
on the corner.
One of the corner positions, top of your screen. All right, so Cabell Midland goes to work, and Caperton Humphrey and going to grind those yards. And if you're Billy Seals and company, you got to make quick work of this Cabell Midland offensive drive.
They came out in the third quarter, and they were very aggressive defensively. And I thought they did a really good job. They're gonna see some more of that. And I think the only thing that Cabell Midland's going to see, if that ball goes in the air, it's going to be on a pitch. Now, I don't think they're going to try to put the ball in any place out there.
Try to work that clock and get to 7-0. Humphrey looking for running room. He's got the first down. Caperton Humphrey at midfield, 45-40, and finally driven out of bounds, but not before a big chunk of real estate by Caperton Humphrey. See where they mark him out. So it's a 49-yard gallop for Caperton Humphrey.
Wow, what a play. What an athletic play. Getting out, good blocks out on the wing. As I said, the ball's only going to be pitched about 4 yards in the air. That's about the most air you're going to see under a ball is Cabell Midland's next set with 8 minutes left. Now they can milk that clock down and just kind of run it right down the throat here.
Humphrey came in averaging 7 yards a carry. Here is the handoff, and it's going to be Hendricks, and Hendricks stood up there at the 25 and then shoved back. Seth Finnegan there. Shamik Berger in on the play. Glad you were with us for this special Saturday afternoon edition of our Friday Night Football Game of the Week presented by the West Virginia Federal Credit Union.
A lot of teams, Mark, are going to work on this part of their game. How do you finish a game? Now, you notice they're not going to run a play here till after 10's on the clock.
Got a little reverse action going here, and Huntington High able to sniff it out as Gooderham got the carry coming in motion. Today's game between Huntington High and Cabell Midland here at Huntington High School, Bob Sang Stadium. Battle for the Shield is being brought to you in part by Suddenlink. Suddenlink, more power to you. So it's a 3rd down and 9. Football resting at the 25-yard line. And the clock continues to be the friend for Cabell Midland and the enemy for Huntington High. Caperton Humphrey all by himself in the backfield. He will be wrestled down. And how about that young man who just made the tackle, Hunter Ashley, playing at Gilmer County High School, one of the smaller schools in the state of West Virginia, and you come here to Huntington and you make a name for yourself.
Up in the LKC at Glenville, West Virginia.
Sir. School that was formed by Gilmore, Glenville and
Troy?
Normantown, Troy, Tanner, Sandfork. Imagine that, all those schools, and they combined to form Gilmer County, and it's still a single-A school, but been some good athletes come out of there through the years, and of course the home of Glenville State College of the Mountain East Conference. Going to have a timeout here. Keep it here, and
well, this will be interesting to see how Luke Selmans wants to do this. He can either, play action pass right here, knowing they're going to come up and stop somebody because Humphreys has just run crazy today. And so they may fake it to Humphreys and throw it out in the flat and try to get it. Or they may just say, hey, we're going to go with our bread and butter. We're going to run Humphreys up in there, fake to him, and put the Brown off his back that they've done a couple times today. They need 8 yards. It's not like they couldn't
I'll
get
join
that.
this conversation if they want.
Well, of course, we talked about Marshall and the big win last night. Don't forget to join us tomorrow at 10:30 a.m. for Marshall Football Today with Doc Holliday, presented by First State Bank. Take a look back at last night's win over Southern Mississippi. Visit with their great linebacker, Evan McKelvey, and, of course, chat with the Doc, the head coach of the Thundering Herd, Doc Holliday. Marshall Football Today with Doc Holliday, presented by First State Bank. And, Adam, some thoughts from you, my friend?
Well, had a 4th down back in the 3rd quarter. They opt to run it. The fans were calling for Coach Sammons to pass. And, Mick, you know, you're right. He doesn't have to answer to the fans. He answers to the players. But doesn't 6-0 get you a little credit from your fans that you know what you're doing?
No. They're fans. That's why they're fans.
All right, how about this? They do throw it, and Brown finds Tanner Mullins, who will haul it in on a 23-yard pass and catch.
That was a great job by Brown, backing himself up, keeping himself under control, and looking back over in the middle. Really good job, well executed. Fans are happy now. They can cheer. There was a pass.
Just the 4th catch of the season for Mullins, but his 2nd touchdown catch. Molina knocks it through. 28-10, Cabell Midland leads the Highlanders here on WCHS-TV.com. Back in a moment.
Henderson Insurance, since 1949, located on Tays Valley Road, Hurricane. We are the trusted choice. Proudly supports Hurricane High football. Go Redskins! 304-562-9681.
No matter what you're looking for, Thornhill Auto Group does it best. Thornhill GM Superstore, Corridor G, Chapmanville. Thornhill Ford Lincoln, Corridor G, Chapmanville. Thornhill Factory Outlet of Logan, Fountain Place Mall. Thornhill Acura, South Charleston. Thornhill Mitsubishi, Corridor G, Chapmanville. Thornhill Factory Outlet of South Charleston. And Thornhill Commercial Solutions. Thornhill Auto Group. Visit online, www.thornhillautomotive.com.
All right, Cabell Midland set to kick it off here, leading it 28-10. 23-yard touchdown pass from Tyler Brown to Tanner Mullins. Mullins 6'2", 225-pounder, a senior. And Terrence Tate, who has returned to kick off for a touchdown this season, gathers it in. We got football action, again, Week 8 action coming up, and it will be the Red Dragons of St. Albans taking on the Redskins of Hurricane. Redskins Stadium in Hurricane, home of guys like Doc Holliday, Steve Dunlap, and our great statistician here today, one of the great Mountaineer receivers of all time, my good buddy Steve Lewis with us. Still ranks as one of the all-time leading receivers in Mountaineer history, but we'll be on next week. WCHS-TV.com coverage begins at 7:20. Kickoff at 7:30 is Jeremy Taylor's crew. We saw them in Week 1 against Winfield. They've got to right the ship now as they've lost 3 games in a row. Lost a tough one last night to George Washington. And Billy Seals' crew going to go to 5-2 here. And again, you know, a lot of football left, but obviously you start thinking about playoffs, and boy, there's nothing like being at home. Here is Attaway firing, and a terrific catch made by Deion Jackson. And he made that grab right in front of his head coach, Billy Seals, who gives a double fist pump there.
You should have pushed him back in a little bit, Mark, because they caught him out.
No, okay. I was going to say, those were the kind of catches Steve Lewis made, but Steve, the great
stayed in bounds.
He was the great technician. He stayed in bounds on those.
Stayed in bounds.
I've known Steve since I was 18 years old. I've known you since I was 17 years old. I met you before my birthday, which was in December. So, how long we go back? I'm not going to say when that was, when we met. All right, Attaway and Camp coming. And, boy, Attaway floated it out there. I mean, Camp was coming, and Attaway – let's talk about this young man. We've shown some good seen some great things from him today. pretty good arm, pretty elusive, and a tough kid. He's taking some hits.
Oh, yeah, he's taking some hits. He's got some athleticism, too. Now, he's made a couple runs. He's got the ball out there on a strike, out there on the wings, but he's taking some hits today, too. So these two teams may see each other again, Mark.
Like they did last year.
That's what I mean. They may see each other again, and when they do, and Coach Seals takes a look at this film and sees all these kids coming off the edge or coming off putting pressure on them, he may say, you know what, I liked what we did going down for a score a while ago. I like throwing out in the flat and let's make a play. I like getting the ball to our playmakers and giving them the ball and say, hey, you go get 5, because it was pretty effective as they had a nice drive to get the 10th point on the board.
Timeout on the field. We'll take a break here at Bob Sang Stadium on WCHS-TV.com.
We washed Chris Miller's hair on one side with the leading store brand, and the other side using Dutch & Shoulders with active friends and family pricing ingredients. Let's watch.
I can feel the Dutch side tingling. That means it's working. I'm getting you the best deal right up front.
Right now, get a 2015 Optima starting at just $189 a month, only at Dutch Miller Kia.
Hey guys, this side's starting to burn a little. Is that normal? It hurts.
All right, punt team out for Huntington High. Attaway, again, came off the sideline and went to his knees, so we'll keep an eye on that young man. Gatrell punts it away, a very high kick. Hendricks will watch it roll, and the Highlanders will down it at the 17-yard line.
Well, the Highlanders are in a tough situation right here. Their body language isn't really good because they know that they've played a very tough game against the best team in the state. And they've, had some opportunities, but, there's going to be another day. This Highlander team will be in the playoffs, and they're going to be a tough team in the playoffs as the season moves on. They may see this Cabell Midland team again, and then if they do, they want them to remember that we went out playing 4 quarters against them, not just the first or the third or whatever. So,
well, and you think last week, and I know we don't get into comparing scores, but last week, they stubbed the toe in a big-time way against Capital, kind of shell-shocked 21-0, and it was Capital winning, handily in that one, and that's a team that Cabell Midland beat.
Well, I think as a coach, you got to draw on that, and you got to get everybody in there on Monday and get them all on the same page and say, hey, look, we just played the 2 of the best AAA teams in the state of West Virginia. Cabell Midland, who beat Capital. Capital beat us. We can play with both these teams. We know we can. We got to correct some areas of our game, and I think if we have a chance to play these teams again, the games could be different. And as a coach, you got to be positive about that.
2nd and 5 here, and the handoff to Hendricks, and Hendricks still bouncing around. Ashley slowed him up. And if you're Luke Salmons, well, you say, hey, just keep doing what you're doing.
Well, he wishes there were zeros on the clock right now. These 4 minutes are drudgery for him because they've done what they've needed to do to win the game. He doesn't want to do something. He doesn't want the kid to put the ball down. He doesn't want anybody injured at this point in the game. And he's just like, God, I wish this thing was over. Let's just run it, clear down the play clock, and get as much time off as we can.
Brown's going to keep it, and Brown hustles across the 30 to the 31. Well, I know he couldn't be there last week, but you were a part of the Hall of Fame ceremony at Ravenswood High School, where you've been coaching since the 1978-79 school year, and you were the one who handed out Hall of Fame, the first ever Ravenswood High School Hall of Fame, and it's a program with great tradition. You were the head football coach the past 3 seasons, did a great job there getting the Red Devils into the playoffs twice, but Luke Salmons was a part of that first Hall of Fame class. Obviously couldn't be there. His father-in-law, Rick Anderson, accepted on his behalf, but what an honor for Luke Salmons.
Well, I can say this as being a coach here since 1978. He's as good as athlete that's ever come through Ravenswood High School, and what an athlete. Great both sides of the football, and went on to play at Marshall, obviously. State champion in wrestling, state champion in baseball. I mean, he could do a lot of things. He was an unbelievably great athlete, and he led others to be better. It wasn't just all about him. He led others, so he was well-deserving of the Hall of Fame.
28-10 our score, and Hendricks will get the call, and Hendricks bouncing it to the outside across the 40 and taken out of bounds. And I know a lot of people would want a late hit there, but Gatrell's just, the momentum carries them out of bounds. Gatrell drives him out there at the 45-yard line, but nice pickup there of 14 yards by Deion Jackson.
Yeah, now they're
by Jacob Hendricks, correct.
They're just going to run right at him at this point, Mark, with 2:33 left on a running clock here. These are some of the toughest situations for a defense to handle because they know they're not going to run it. They know they're not going to run it till the play clock goes down.
Humphrey will swing it wide to the far side and ducks that head.
Stay in bounds. Stay in bounds.
Takes it down inside the 50. Terrence Tate makes the stop, and they'll spot it at the 47-yard line.
I'll tell you what, when he has a hold of that football, it's going to be tough to get it away from him, isn't it? Because he runs so hard and runs so relentlessly over on the side. I doubt if you'd want to steal one of his biscuits at the supper table. I have a feeling that somebody take a whipping.
Pickup of 6, second down 4. A very smart young man. Got many options. Again, they've got a lot of players that are competing at the next level. Both programs do, and there's a lot of guys out here on the field today that at some level of college football they're going to be playing.
Reset the clock to 2:05.
So the clock is at 2:05 as they get that all situated here at Bob Sang Stadium.
Mark, these kids that you're talking about that's going on to play at the next level, they should all be fortunate to have coaches like Billy Seals and Luke Salmons.
No doubt about it. Here is Brown. He'll keep it. He was tripped up by Finnegan.
I mean, it's two coaches that have been there. They know what college coaches are looking for. They know what type of training. They know the type of training that a kid has to do in high school to get his body ready and mentally be ready to go into the collegiate to play, because it's more of a business in college. And, man, they couldn't ask for two better coaches to do that with.
Gooderham in motion. Humphrey will get the handoff and darts and plants and finally just barrels forward inside the 40 to the 39-yard line. So second down and 6 after Caperton Humphrey picks up 4 on the play. We wind under a minute here on a gorgeous, gorgeous October 10th, 2015. Many thanks to our great crew and all their hard work as we continue to bring you great high school football action here on WCHS-TV.com. Our pleasure. And here's Gooderham. Gooderham getting that handoff. Little misdirection, end around, whatever, and Gooderham takes it inside the 5-yard line. Gain of 36 yards. See where they spot it officially. How about that? Gooderham. Yep.
Well, it was good play action, and obviously they all were biting on big fullback going down inside to give it to him down in there. But
you just work on things until the clock strikes zeros, and that's what Cabell Midland is doing. And it's Hendricks trying to bounce it to the outside, and he will. They had him wrapped up, but then he gets away from Finnegan, and he goes in for the touchdown. A 4-yard dart by the talented Jacob Hendricks. And Cabell Midland scoring late here to stretch out the lead. They were very impressive last week in that win over previously undefeated Belfry, Kentucky, championship program in the Bluegrass State, and Molina knocks it through.
Well, they're going to have a bye week this week. Is that correct? That's correct. They're going to have a bye week, and I'm sure them kids are going to be eating that weight room up this week and working on some conditioning. having talked to Coach Salmons about this a lot, I know that he wants us to keep these kids fresh. He wants them to stay hungry, and I'm sure that this week will be a work week for them. Yeah, they'll try to heal up some guys with injuries or whatever, but it'll also be a week where they get some more reps in the weight room, and they get out there and work on a little bit of conditioning. In football, you really got a conditioning throughout the year, because if you don't, it helps prevent injuries. It really does when kids are getting cramps or whatever they have. And obviously they've got a couple kids that's kind of banged up over there too. It gives them another week to get ready, and they're going to have to start looking at film about where they're going to land. He'll play anybody anywhere. You can tell that right now. That's the kind of program they have.
Yeah, they love to two-platoon if at all possible and get a lot of kids involved. You got a lot of kids out. Huntington High will have its bye week, and not a bad place to have it, in week 11 prior to the playoffs. So again, in West Virginia high school football, 11 weeks to play your 10 games. Molina getting that pooch kick, and calling for the fair catch will be Finnegan. So up next for the Highlanders, they will head to Van Meter Stadium in Beckley to face off with the Flying Eagles. They will face the Red Dragons of St. Albans in week 9, and then close it out at Underwood Field in Nitro against the Nitro Wildcats, who are guided this season by our great friend Bryce Casto, back in the business and state championship coach. And
what a wonderful guy. What a great guy.
One of the all-time great Ripley Vikings, and he started his coaching career, Mick, there where you have worked for so many years at Ravenswood High School.
Yep.
Attaway back. That's good to see as he takes a knee, and that will bring this battle for the Shield to a close. Cabell Midland, Luke Salmons and company, they remain undefeated as they knock off the Huntington High Highlanders by a final 35-10 to move to 7-0, and Huntington High drops to 5-2. We will come back and we will recap it for you, present our Smart 529 player of the game. That is next here on WCHS-TV.com.
Fresh Seafood Company Restaurant and Market serves Charleston's freshest seafood favorites and is home to the Big Fish Sandwich. Join us today for lunch or dinner at the Beach House. It doesn't get any fresher than Fresh Seafood Company Restaurant and Market.
Defensive guy get it.
How many letters? 5 letters. Just think about, what am I doing right now? Smile. Smile? Uh-huh. This is so easy.
Chris Camp, is that all right?
Nobody likes to be stopped by the police, but if I had seen her texting and driving and given her a ticket, it just might have saved her life.
That's a good one, yeah? All right, I'll find him.
Number 27, yeah. What do you think, guys? Great scene here, huh?
Oh, yeah, good game.
My old phone company internet was
slow,
frustrating, unreliable, exhausting,
constant Netflix buffering,
spinning wheel death.
You can never get back that minute.
We switched to Suddenlink, and it was like,
I love it.
Life-changing.
Suddenlink lets you connect to everything you love faster and easier. Get the fastest internet in town for less. Suddenlink, more power to you. Get HD TV plus 75 meg broadband internet for just $69 a month.
At Hurricane Trophy, we offer a complete line of traditional trophies, resin awards, and acrylics, along with the area's finest assortment of engraved plaques and beautiful corporate gifts. Our apparel selection is second to none, and year after year, our embroidery services come in at unbeatable prices. Give us a call or stop in today.
And we welcome you back here to Bob Sang Stadium on the campus of Huntington High School, and the battle for the Shield. Cabell Midland wins it over Huntington High 35-10 in this special Saturday afternoon edition of our Friday night football game of the week, presented by the West Virginia Federal Credit Union. And the Midland Knights down there celebrating. They are 7-0 now. Mick Price, Huntington High drops to 5-2, and a lot of football left for these two teams. And again, it's happened twice since 1996, as early as last year. And who knows? They could meet again.
That's exactly right, Mark. It's this time of the year where teams are starting to position themselves for the final 16. And when you're in that 16, you know anything can happen. Both of them would like to be in the top 8. Obviously, Cabell Midland could finish out their season and finish number 1 with the schedule that they have. Huntington has a chance to right the ship here as they go to Beckley next week. And then they finish with a bye at the end of their season before the state playoffs start. So both these teams could be in position to be playing. They probably don't want to see each other again and try to dodge each other. If they can get in the top 8 and get a home field, who knows what could happen.
Yeah, Midland a year ago finished as the number 2 team in Class AAA, and Capital was number 1. And then Midland and Huntington High got together in the second round of the playoffs, and it was number 7 Huntington knocking off number 2 Cabell Midland. And that put Huntington into a game against South Charleston, who was the number 6 seed, because they had beaten number 3. So not too many times in a semifinal round you're going to see a number 6 that's going to be hosting a playoff game, but that was the case a year ago. So, and if you're Billy Seals, you're reminding your kids of that hey, you know, stranger things have happened. We just got to right the ship, and we'll learn from these 2 losses against 2 great teams. We're a great team, and we'll move on and try to win the final 3 of the season.
And one of the things I think Coach Salmons has done with his school is, it doesn't matter what your rank is when you're in playoffs, just like what happened last year. And I think he's more, let's go game by game, whoever we play, let's get the 48 minutes in there, and let's go after every possession. They look like they're a completely different focus than they were even last year with a good team. So I like his team's mindset. I like that they come to work every day. I like what they're doing. And obviously that goes back to their coaching staff and Coach Salmons. What a wonderful job he's done with that program.
Okay, and of course we're going to be presenting our Smart 529 Player of the Game with our Adam Marco. And again, it's a jam-packed huddle down there with the Knights. And it was just a big win here today for Cabell Midland.
One of my favorite sites in football was that, Mark, where they go over with their family and their friends and their classmates.
Yeah, that's a great scene over there. Okay, I think we have Adam with our Smart 529 Player of the Game. Adam, go ahead, my friend.
Mark, Mick, thank you. Joined by Chris Camp. Pick 6 that got it started. This was a fun one here on a great Saturday afternoon. A defensive struggle on in that first half. What did Coach say to you at halftime?
We just got to come out and play middle football. Defense is all right, but we just got to turn our physicality up because nobody can match it. And we came out second half ready to go. Got it done.
You guys have a tremendous offense from the defensive side. I don't want to say it's overlooked because of that offense, but you know, you're out there, you're working hard each and every day. Talk to me about this second half, the adjustments that were made to go up against what Huntington was doing on offense.
We knew they were going to come out in some trick plays as we were stopping what they were mainly running, so we just got to be alert and do our job.
And finally for you, battle for the shield. It stays with Cabell Midland. I talked to Bruce Sr., their athletic director, you know, what that means to Huntington. What does it mean to a player to be the winner of the Battle of the Shield in this rivalry game?
It feels good, but honestly, we're ready for that. We just want a state championship, just another game, but it does feel good though.
Enjoy your week off. We'll see you in a couple weeks, and best of luck to you guys.
Thank you.
That's Chris Camp, our Smart 529 Player of the Game, as Cabell Midland gets the win.
All right, Adam, great job down there on the field today as Cabell Midland comes away victorious here by a final count of 35-10.
Does that tell you all you need to know about Cabell Midland? Yeah, I could probably remember some games back when Cabell Midland got that shield, they were going crazy. Now it's like, yeah, we're glad we got the shield. We want to win a state championship. Man, when you got kids with that focus, Lordy, is it fun to go to practice.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Well, again, they've been there, and they want that program wants to go back, and they want to win it this time around. So they are certainly appearing to be one of the teams to beat in Class AAA this season. No question about it. We thank Adam for that Smart 529 presentation of our Smart 529 Player of the Game. Smart 529 providing families with a unique way to save money for college. And, of course, by winning here today, Cabell Midland wins the Champions of the Game trophy. The Champions of the Game trophy presented by Hurricane Trophy, located on the Taze Valley Road in Hurricane. Mick, it was great being with you here on a beautiful, sunshiny Saturday afternoon. Thanks a lot for being here, and I think we're going to be hearing a lot about these two teams as time marches on.
Hey, what a great day. Thanks, Mark, and to all your people and your production people for doing a great job today. What a wonderful setting. Wouldn't want to be any other place today. It was fun.
All right, and also thanks to my main man, Steve Lewis, here. We're going to get him to work here in a few weeks as well. We had
He'd
him,
be great.
Yeah, we had him. He's got all of his notes here. He's got a notebook full of stuff, so he knows what's going on. So, but just fun here today.
With both of us being coaches, you're so much smarter with a pair of headsets on that doesn't go out on the field, just where you can sit here and second guess everybody. We're so much smarter.
All right, great job again, guys, and again, just a wonderful day here on the campus of Huntington High School. Great high school football rivalry, and just what it's all about here in the great state of West Virginia. Two great programs guided by two wonderful guys in Luke Salmons and Billy Seals. Again, your final, Cabell Midland 35 and Huntington High 10. So for Mick Price, Adam Marco, our great crew, this is Mark Martin saying so long from Bob Sang Stadium in Huntington. Thanks for joining us here on this special Saturday afternoon edition of our Friday Night Football Game of the Week, presented by the West Virginia Federal Credit Union. You score big with WVFCU.
At Hurricane Trophy, we offer a complete line of traditional trophies, resin awards, and acrylics, along with the area's finest assortment of engraved plaques and beautiful corporate gifts. Our apparel selection is second to none, and year after year, our embroidery services come in at unbeatable prices. Give us a call or stop in today.
You'll score big when you give West Virginia Federal Credit Union the opportunity to earn your business. West Virginia Federal Credit Union is your community credit union with the goal of building deposit and loan relationships, not just opening accounts. They offer the highest level of service for every member every day and feature a no annual fee debit card that offers cash rewards and surcharge-free ATM access at over 50 locations in the Charleston-Huntington area. It's time to get on the team that has the best game plan. West Virginia Federal Credit Union. Together we all win.
Carver Career and Technical Center specializes in helping you reach your career goals, offering certificate and short-term education programs designed to prepare both secondary students and adult learners for employment. Don't put off your future another day. Contact Carver Career and Technical Center today.